Mike in the night, Mike in the night.
Oh boy.
What is it you want from me? And do they steal our dreams so
Easily.
easily?
Woo! You're talking about all men.
Even though it's do or die, that we can make it work. Even though the circumstance is hard, if we try, oh baby. Even though it's do or die, we should make it work. We should make it work. Oh, is it right to feel, baby? Even though it's do or die, we can make this work.
It's Mike in the Night, guys.
We should make this work if we try.
Today is Monday, November the 10th, 2025. And I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you be watching this transmission. Whether you're watching us from your condo in the sky or your camper or cabin in the woods, people of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night, episode 624. It is season 33, episode 7. That's how long this baby's been going on, and we're still trucking along here on Mike in the Night. Trying to bring the difference to you guys, try to figure out what's going on with you, trying to bring and expose what is going on, right? And I welcome everyone here tonight on tonight's show. Yeah, it is 6:24 people, and woo! Oh man, I'm fired up for tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank everybody, potential frauds calling me, so I'm gonna hang up. I want to thank everyone that's been sending me messages through the week and throughout the course of the week for the show. A lot of people sending me like clips of, hey Mike, remember that monologue you said I'll miss Mike of the Night? I still remember it like yesterday. Well, this guy's now using it. Now this guy's coming, like, you know, this guy. So our word or our seeds are planting out there, and all these a lot of social. I guess all these people that showed up after COVID to tell you what you already know are basically, they're frontlining it. Yeah, they're getting the front line. They are getting the they are front and center. But still, we are planting the seed that's getting the word out there, which is the most important thing, in my opinion, of all things. I think is getting the word out there, and I guess we play a part in planting that seed, right? Most of the time, we're just too ahead, and when we're too ahead, people zone out. They don't want to hear, oh, this guy's trying to be a prophet. I'm like, no, I'm just connecting the dots. I'm just telling you guys what it is, and I'm just telling you guys how it's coming together, right? All right, let me take these glasses off here because I can't see a damn thing with them on. And it is, woo, Mike in the Night. And started a few minutes early to kick off the show. Intro song by KiwiRadio.nz. Guys, don't forget to check out Ralphie. I'm going to plug him here again. KiwiRadio.nz. Mike in the Night is streaming song, and people are asking for the song now. So I'll see if I can get that out there for you guys. I think Ralphie may have it on his channel, on his YouTube channel. I'll check. Anyways, guys, if you're having tax issues, don't forget to check out MikeMartinsTax.com. MikeMartinsTax.com. Don't forget to check us out. MikeMartinsTax.com. If you have any tax issues, go ahead and fill out this questionnaire here and then see if you could get something fixed or something that you may have a tax problem with. And guys, don't forget to buy your boy a coffee. Guys, I want to thank, I got two coffees last week. Thanks for the coffees, guys. So it helps fund the transmission. I'm not getting paid to be here, okay? I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid to be here, guys, so whatever you could do or whatever you could donate will help out very, very much so. Let me just adjust the screen here because it's slightly off. I don't know why it is, but it is off tonight. And we're getting a slightly off-centered screen here tonight. I'm not sure why, but we are. And back and adjust it. Here we go. There we go. There we go. I know how to use these tools. All right, let's move on. So there you go. There's a link in the description if you want to support the transmission. And guys, there's a member only $1 a month. Thank you, YouTube, to thank me, or just pledge $1 a month, $3 a month, and a $15 a month package. If you guys want to join, go ahead on YouTube and kiwiradio.nz. Don't forget to check them out. And you could find from time to time replays of Mike in the Night. It's just links to the YouTube here, but there are from time to time where you have MP3 versions of it, so you don't have to destroy your bandwidth and stuff like that. So there it is. Mike in the Night 623 is up there, and you could find. Oh, guys, okay, I do have channel news for you guys watching the show. I do want to let you guys know that I am approaching, I'm at 91,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and I am approaching 100,000. I did receive a email from YouTube yesterday. I was with my wife. We were on my YouTube on the TV, and basically what happened was I opened up the message, and it was on the actual YouTube channel itself on the back end, and it says you are approaching 100,000 followers, but they've basically let me know that I will not be receiving a button if I do reach 100,000 because of my lack of credibility and the amount of suspensions. We received 21 YouTube suspensions since 2012. Since 2012 till now, we received 21 YouTube suspensions, and we have 2007 deleted videos for either medical misinformation, harassment, or bullying. All kinds of stuff. So they're not going to be, we will not receive a button. Everyone's asking if I'm going to get a button. They've already messaged me to let me know that because of lack of credibility, we will not be receiving. And we're also like on a misinformation list that we are basically misinforming, or a lot of my videos have been taken down for misinformation, not medical, but misinformation. And we have a list of videos on, we got it off AI, of list of videos when they were taken down, like videos like Europe taken over by Muslim migrants. Like we're talking 2015, 2014 videos. Europe to be taken over by Muslim migrants, the fall of Ireland by 2020. Videos like that, Ireland's Dying series. A lot of stuff we talked about when it comes into the Islamification of the West. A lot of those videos have been removed from social media, like from YouTube. And yeah, it is what it is. And I just wanted to give you guys, and MikeInTheNight.org, head over to MikeInTheNight.org, and you will see all the episodes of Mike in the Night there. Most of the episodes. I keep bringing some older episodes over and then putting them into this playlist for you guys. If you guys want to listen to our callers, our predictions, our discussion, all the stuff we've been talking about for the last, I don't know, woo! 15 years here. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, and Facebook is like that too. Low Roller Scratcher saying. Yeah. Yeah, Italy's got big protests going on. Okay, let's look into that, because we do have our protest watch up tonight. So we got protest watch up tonight on the show. We're going to be going over the protests that have been happening around the world in the last week alone. So there's been a lot of protesting happening. And it's going to ramp up because people are just fed up. People are fed up and tired of the bullshit. They're tired of the shit. And a lot of people basically do not want to be a part of this status quo anymore. They don't want to be part of this anymore. They didn't sign up for this. They didn't vote for this shit. And so we got somebody saying that they slaughtered the ostriches as a sacrifice. And someone else on YouTube saying, if you have over 100K Facebook followers, doesn't want verification as a legitimate. No, I've already passed 100, but I have already passed 100,000 followers on Facebook. I'm at 164,000 on Facebook. They will not verify me because I am not a credible person, right? I'm seen as a person that's... I am seen as a person that's misinforming people. That's what they have me labeled as a misinformant, right? So you make predictions, it happens, you're a misinformant. You make predictions, it happens, people hate you. They hate you for it, right? You connect the dots, and it's not even making predictions. It's not even prophecy. It's, they're going to screw us over. And this is what I'd do if I was the enemy, or if I was working against you. This is exactly what I'd do, right? All right, the chat's starting to fill up, guys. Good, we got more than 10 people watching this tonight. Thanks, guys, for being here on Mike in the Night. Someone saying ostracize. I think you speak truth, Mike says jingles for Jesus. I hope I speak truth. I'm not being paid to be here. I'm not getting a penny to be here with you guys for all these years. I don't get nothing. My family suffers. No one shops at my store. My toy store around Christmas. People avoid me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm paying for it. Oh, yeah, I'm paying for it. Really paying for it. But who gives a shit? At least I know I'm going to heaven in the end. Woo! At least I could say that. At least I could say I'm going to heaven in the end. All right, guys. It is Mike in the Night, episode 624, guys. I'm going to give you the email for the show. Guys, if you want, this is my personal email. If you guys want to join our email list, I will email you when we go live. MikeMartins1980@gmail.com. If you guys want an email, I'm only going to email you when I go live. I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm not going to bullshit you with stuff because I have nothing to sell you. I got nothing to tell, but only to tell you when we go live. So if you want Mike Martins1980 to say, hey Mike, add me on your list. I'd like to catch your show when you go live, or know that you've gone live so I could watch the replay. All right. Woo! Oh, yeah. My sound is low. Is my sound low? No, I got it maxed out, guys. I got my sound really maxed out here. I can't go any... Guys, I don't have a sound engineer, guys. I'm alone here. I am absolutely alone here. I don't have an engineer. Everything is done. I do it alone. I've all these years. We don't make anything, and we just try our best to get this thing off the ground, right? Someone's asking who are tonight's guests. Guys, we don't really get guests on the show. We have callers that call in that are part of the show, or people that want to add to the show, but we don't really get guests on the show because a lot of the content creators out there see me as a pathetic loser, and they don't want nothing to be part. They don't want to be part of this. They don't want to come on. I've asked quite a few content creators. They basically said, "Hey, I'll come on," and then they ghost me. Lots of them ghost me, or they tell me that I'm a pathetic loser. So we don't get guests here. We got people that call in the show. Like we got Justin Cringe YouTube channel has been on the show. I've been trying to get Low Roller Scratcher. Nitin's been on the show. Kevin could call into the show, Kevin, if you want. Who else has been on the show here that's in the live chat, right? So we've had a lot of people on the live chats that have been on the show to give us a perspective or a point of view on something, right? So that is the deal, folks. We don't necessarily have guests because we are just not. Yeah, we didn't take the US aid, guys. A lot of people after COVID got the US aid, got the government funding. 7,001 content creators in Canada got a lot of money in Canada from America. Got money to misinform you here in Canada. All right, guys. All right, we did a channel plug. I did a little rant. Let's get into some headlines here tonight on Mike in the Night. So good to be here with you guys tonight. And this is kind of an important one. This is a very important one because this ties exactly to what we've been telling you for the last 10, 15 years here on the channel. China announces restrictions on chemicals after the deal with Trump on fentanyl tariffs. So China said on Monday it's making good on its pledge to crack down on chemicals that could be used to make fentanyl, a key issue for President Donald Trump during recent talks with Chinese leader Emperor Xi Jinping has aimed to take steps to ease trade war. So now What is this? This is a smoking gun. It's right there in your face. 4 weeks ago on Mike in the Night, we already reported. No, this is before I went to Portugal. So like 6 weeks on Mike in the Night, we reported U.S. Navy intercepts a fentanyl, a ship full of fentanyl precursor drugs, chemicals, barrels, thousands of barrels coming to Juarez, Mexico, to the lab we've been warning you guys about since 2017. The lab in Juarez that's producing the precursor chemicals and then smuggling the fentanyl into the United States. And from Canada, it's from the Kitimat port. The fentanyl comes in from China into Kitimat, and the government of China has been regulating the fentanyl in their factories to murder us here. To murder us here. And that's what's been happening. And this is the smoking gun right here. Oh, we'll crack down a little bit more on the fentanyl. We won't kill you too much. And it goes on to here, fact-checking Trump's fentanyl justification for tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. And we told you guys the day Donald Trump took the election, right here. Trudeau to visit Trump to protect CCP interests, fentanyl, trafficking, housing affordability, CCP. We told you the second that Donald Trump won, Justin Trudeau flew down to Mar-a-Lago to shake his hand to protect Chinese communist interests. And we were telling you guys here, America's dying, they know it. CCP money laundering, fentanyl, Amerifornia wagons east. Perfect storm. An opioid menace like never before. CCP destroying American and Canadian youth 4 years ago. Opioid pills vending machines in Vancouver. Look at this, folks. And then we got Vancouver's dying. CCP fentanyl is killing our youth. Very serious issues on the streets. Money laundering, CCP, Chinese destroying housing affordability via fentanyl, 6 years. Like it keeps going. Look, Vancouver's dying. Vancouver killing our youth 6 years ago. 8 years ago, Chinese gangs laundering fentanyl. Real estate via banks destroying Western society 8 years ago. And then we did a Mike in the Night, opioid of broken dreams. Mike in the Night, CCP fentanyl coming in from China, destroying youth. It's one after another. We've been warning you guys about this, and because the proceeds of the fentanyl sales went into our real estate, making housing even more unaffordable and making it the Canadian proper can't get into their own, their Australian proper, all these countries in the blue states of America that are being affected by this, these people can't get into their own housing market. And that's why we don't have an economy. And if you can't get into your own housing market, you don't have an economy. Period. And that's what's happening there with that. And I wanted to make that very clear here on tonight's show that we were right. It was all this Chinese fentanyl, and the government of China was regulating it. And we have videos from 7, 8, 9 years ago showing you the states or the provinces in China producing this fentanyl and where it was being exported from, and how the government played a major part in destroying families and youth across the West. Okay, Trump hates Trudeau. The turd went down to the White House to perform the Heimlich maneuver on President Trump. Hey, the turd! Woo! I love you guys. Hey, we don't got a lot of people watching this show over the years, but I love you guys. Who do we got on soundboard tonight? We got Jack Nicholas here.
Hello? Who the fuck is PFC William T. Santiago?
Yep. And then we got Joe Pesci.
It's Christmas time. There's always a lot of burglaries around the holidays. So we're just checking the neighborhood to see if everyone's taking the proper precautions, that's all.
And we got Ric Flair.
You're talking about all men.
Oh, yeah. On Mike in the Night. All right, so that's that right there. I wanted to share that with you guys. And let's get into, people are asking about the typhoon. A lot of people are asking about the typhoon in the Philippines. And here it is, folks. And the super typhoon, Fung Wong, slams the Philippines, killing at least 4 people. So let's play this real quick here for you guys. A lot of people are asking if my house is okay in the Philippines. My house is fine. They sent photos of it yesterday. It's fine. Yesterday in the morning, like this morning, around 1, 2 in the morning. So 1.4 million people moved into emergency shelters before its landfall. So a big storm came in, guys, and it was extremely destructive. But again, in the Philippines, they rebuild. The cost of living there is very affordable. So when things like this happen, they could pretty much rebuild if they have to. And we're getting buffering here. Oh, we got buffering. That's basically Yahoo News with the buffering there. So I'm just going to pause. I'm just going to close this so it doesn't screw our computer up. And here we go. Super Typhoon Fung Wong tears into the Philippines. Wonder why they have a Chinese name for it. Super Typhoon Fung Wong made landfall in the northern part of the Philippines on Sunday, resulting in at least eight reported deaths. Now we're getting 8 reported deaths here and displacing 1.4 million people. Fung Wong, known locally as Yuan, was the second storm in several days to hit the country, still reeling from Typhoon Calamity, which claimed at least 224 lives, and that is very destructive there. But the people of the Philippines are very strong-willed people. They're people of God. A majority of them are Catholics. They'll rebuild. They'll rebuild. And here is so death toll 224. We got that already. And we got the storm chart here we're following here. So you guys could see how the storm is basically making its way into the southeast part of China here. There's the Taiwan Strait right there, and it's making its way into this area here, causing damage and destruction. So we'll keep you guys updated on this as we push along into the future here. So Paul Walker saying, hi, Mike, love your show. Thanks, Paul, for being here, buddy. Okay, China own the Philippines too. Nope, I was in the Philippines. You didn't see a single Chinaman in that country. Nowhere. It's all Filipino people. You don't even see, I was like the only white person everywhere I went. So you see Filipino people. You go to the Philippines, you see Filipino people. I was having a lot of unusual buffering here on YouTube today as well, says Matt. All right, guys. Let me close a few windows here. Close a few windows. I just don't want to... Computer's operating nicely tonight for Mike in the Night here. Oh, yeah. So I have quite a few people from the show that are asking other content creators to come on Mike in the Night and have a discussion and having a discussion with me and whatnot. And a lot of people that are asking other content creators are seeing the rejection. They're seeing it in their emails and stuff, and they're like, hey, there's a guy named Mike Martins. He's got a show. He's been talking about this stuff. He even talks about the stuff you talk about after COVID. And what about if you want to come on a show and have a discussion? I'd like to see you guys together. And they get basically most of the time a very rude reply. But I do appreciate a lot of the listeners of the show that are trying to get other content creators or other people or guests on the show. And I appreciate that. I appreciate them people that are going out of their way to do that. But I think it was even DY. DY sent out so many, and I think it was, but this was a while back when DY was doing it. She sent me screenshots and stuff telling me that they're trying to get people, she's trying to get guests on the show or get people to come on the show to talk about certain things. But I had a couple of people over this week telling me that they got shut down. And guys, I know you guys want more guests on Mike in the Night, but there's only so much I could do. I can't force people to come on here. And there's this rumor going around that if people come on this show, they lose their credibility. They lose their credibility if they're associated with me. So So Matt is saying there's a whole new breed of shills and controlled opposition back on YouTube now, playing folks for fools, and yeah. Is all the negative news in the Philippines? In the West, you're going to see negative news about everything except China. They're going to make the West, they're making every other country that you might want to flee to when Canada hits the fan, when the poop hits the fan in Canada or Australia, whatever. They want to make every other country look like it's worse than the country you're in, which is bullshit. Watch my Filipino trip. I went to a lot of places in the Philippines. Watch our house that we built in the Philippines. Go watch my Philippine videos on my YouTube channel, Mike Martins. Yeah. I'll go on your show, Mike. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows you yet, Mimo. Nobody knows you yet. You want to come? Add me on Instagram, Real Mike Martins. There should be a link in the description. Add me on Instagram. Send me a message. Hey, Mike, it's me. It's me, Mimo. I'll call you. Come on the show and you tell us what's going on. You tell us what's happening in your neck of the woods. What's happening at your work. Well, you don't have to say what's happening at work because I don't want to get you fired. Tell us what's happening on your street. Tell us what's happening, what you're seeing, the transformation. That's what I want. I'd rather have you guys, the viewers, call into the show. I couldn't care less about the odd guest coming on here and there and trying to beg people to come on the show. I'm not into that. If people want to come on, they come on. Everyone's welcome on Mike in the Night. I want low roller Scratcher to call into this show. I want Low Roller Scratcher. He's been commenting on my channel for what, 15 years now? He's been commenting on my videos since like 2016, 2015. This guy, Low Roller Scratcher, right now on the YouTube. This guy's been following me since trends in the housing market. We were warning you guys back in 2014, 15, and 16 how, hey guys, China's taking this over, man. They're wiping out our middle class. Hey, look at the fentanyl. Hey guys, what's going on here? Bidding wars. Oh, you can't get into a house. You got to move away now. You got to move away from a city you were born and raised and educated and speak the language in. You got to move away because you can't afford to live in your own city because Chinese are coming in and destroying your economy. Someone's asking me about vaccination and pets. I don't know. You might have to ask ChatGPT about it. They're saying there's a $1 billion scandal for flood relief down in the Philippines. I was watching that on the news, the buildup of it on the Filipino news. Our New Yorkers are moving to Texas after the election there. Well, I got something I want to bring up on this whole election thing in New York. I'm going to re-bring up what we brought up before. All right, let's head over to persecution expert. Nigerian Christians face average of 8 violent attacks a day. So I'm a Roman Catholic. These are Catholics. This is a Catholic thing. They're going after the Catholics hard. And it is the Muslims that are doing this. The Muslims are basically opening fire and murdering Catholics, but the Muslims will never win. The evil never wins. Evil never wins. And they're going to pay. Oh boy, are they ever going to pay. These people right here in Nigeria that are dying and being murdered for their faith are freed souls. They're free from this world. They're on the other side and they're watching the show if they choose to. Most people, when they go on the other side, they don't even care. They don't even care what's happening here. Oh, but they may have loved ones they watch over. They don't care. Because once you're there, it's like, yeah, let them figure it out over there. I don't even care. Yeah. So I wanted to share that with you guys. These are freed souls. But evil always loses. Now, this one's kind of important. Kelowna man sentenced to time served for fentanyl weapon convictions. We told you multiple times there's going to be fake fentanyl drug busts. Canada is going to start fake fentanyl drug busts. Now, they're putting fentanyl in this, and here's the deal. Canada will never, And I mean will never. The guy gets caught with fentanyl. They need this headline. They need to show fentanyl's being stopped to make the Americans happy. But why don't they use this guy? Why don't they watch American police dramas? Watch American police dramas. How they catch the little fish and now they want the big guy. Where's the fentanyl coming from? They don't do that in Canada. They don't track back the fentanyl in Canada. You know why? Because it goes back to China. And God forbid that Canada goes against China. God forbid Canada goes against the people that destroyed our country. Let's bring in thousands of Chinese to work in our banks and work in our government sector. Because Canadians don't want to work for the government anymore. Canadians don't want to work. Let's bring in a bunch of... Let's get the Canadians to build the bank. But the Chinese are going to come in and work in the bank. Because Canadians don't want to work in banks. Canadians want to build banks, but they don't want to work in the banks. Bullshit. But Canada will never go after the big fish. And Gaza, death toll surpasses 69,000 since October 2007. Sorry, October 7th. I'm so sorry, guys. I read the date wrong there. So since October 7th, the death toll surpasses 69,000. The Palestinian Ministry of Health on Gaza Strip confirmed on Monday that the total number of Palestinians killed by Israel since October 7, 2023 has exceeded 69,179. Since October 7th, 2023 has exceeded 69,179. So, sorry guys if I got the dates wrong, but there it is. And Texas sues Roblox over child safety failures, joining multi-state push for digital ID. So, they're sued Roblox, and here is the... There's the summons. There's the... there it is. They're suing Roblox. It gets pretty dark, folks. And Trump proposes $2,000 tariff dividend for most Americans. Heck, Canadians should be getting a dividend for the amount of resources. Oh, wait. Canadians don't own the resources because China owns it. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we don't own anything here because China owns it. It brings in their own workers with no Canadian hires. Yeah, I love China. All right, so let's go here. And Trump proposes 2,000. What do we say? Here it is, guys. I made a short of it. And
all right, folks, it's UBI again. Universal Basic Income. Something we've been talking about for a long time. So now they're selling you a dream again. Listen to this. A tariff dividend. They call it $2,000 for every American paid for by tariffs. This sounds good, right? It sounds like it makes perfect sense, right? Hey, why not? But let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Nothing is free in this world, especially when it's coming from the same system that prints your problems into existence. They'll tell you this isn't UBI, that universal basic income is nonsense. But that's exactly what this is dressed up in red, white, and blue, and slap a flag on it and call it a dividend. It's a rebranded handout to get you comfortable with the idea of government-issued allowances. And the second they could send you money, they could turn it off. When you don't comply, it's all going to be digital. Right? Digital prison, digital ID, digital fingerprint, digital soul. Been saying this for over 10 years on this channel. And when you don't obey, when you don't comply, and when you don't follow the narrative, digital, right? Digital, it's gone. You think tariffs will fund this forever? Please, those costs get passed right back to you in higher prices at the store, on your car, your phone, your groceries. You'll get your $2,000 check for sure. Why not? Then lose it again at the counter. That's the magic trick, folks. Make you feel richer while making you poorer. Think about it, folks. And once you get once people get used to it, boom, UBI 2.0 slides right in. Digital currency, programmable, conditional. You didn't say that. You didn't say the right thing online. Remember that? No payment this month. That's where this is heading. Economic control disguised as generosity, but make you dependent on it first and then flick the switch, right? So don't get hypnotized by the shiny promises of a tariff dividend. It's not freedom. It's financial fentanyl. It numbs you just long enough for them to finish off what's left of the middle class. And that's what it is, the wiping of the middle class. Wake up, folks. I'm trying to call this out, trying to make people realize they code it into your bank account digitally, and they take it out just as fast as they need to. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.
Yeah, that was my video for today on that, with the Trump proposing the $2,000 dividend. It is a shadow way of introducing UBI, Universal Basic Income. And back in 2017, Layla was bringing that up quite a bit on Mike in the Night. If you guys remember Layla, she used to call in from wherever she was in the world, and she would tell us about the UBI and the Universal Basic Income. And she basically called that one out to a T. All right. Who else is here? Someone saying Bill C2, 8, 9, and 63. Wait till that happens. Yeah. That's all going to happen. It's all coming through. We've been bringing these bills up for the last 10 years now, trying to figure out what is what are they planning on doing to us, right? Okay, we got people messaging me that want to come on the show. There is a guest I'm trying to get on who's a good friend of mine, by a doctor, a family physician, that actually wrote a book, and I've been reading. I'm almost halfway through. He wrote a book about child trafficking, and I really want to. He wants to come on the show, and I guess he's not picking up his Instagram today, but he created Instagram just to come on the show, and that's how excited he is about it. But he's not picking up, so hopefully we can get him through the show and maybe get him to make an appearance here on Mike in the Night for us. I do have his book, though, and it's very, very dark. Very questionably dark, and it's based of true events. All right, Schumer melts down in Senate as Democrats vote to end the government shutdown. And weapons. Now, this is good. I got good news. I got good news.
You're talking about all men.
Weapon sales to NATO allies stalled by government shutdown. This is good news. This is amazing. Joe Pesci, are you there?
We know that you're in there and that you're all alone.
Yep. There you go. Weapon sales to NATO allies stalled by government. This is great. No weapons going over to the proxy war there in the Ukraine. I don't even know why anyone believed any of that crap. And Donald Trump threatens BBC with a $1.7 billion lawsuit over speech edit. Israel launches multiple airstrikes on southern Lebanon, targeting Hezbollah infrastructure. And Israel carried out multiple airstrikes across the southern Lebanon, including Kafra, Dumin, Balatin, Jabili, targeting locations linked to Hezbollah's military infrastructure in efforts to rebuild its capabilities. They're not going to be rebuilding anything anytime soon, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. Everyone's so worried about the rebuild. UK, the push to police election talk online. Now, we visited this already on the Online Safety Act, and we criticized it, we talked about it, and it goes into the a law in place, Section 106 of the Representation of the People's Act 1983, makes it a criminal offense to knowingly lie about a candidate. So there are already laws in place that you can, but the thing is, lie about a candidate. Hold on a second. We know, they know, they're corrupt. We understand the system's corrupt. And a candidate does something, we know of it, we discuss it, we openly bounce ideas off each other on what's going on and and then we could get arrested for basically lying about a candidate when it's the truth. See, there's these very vague, faint lines that they're drawing out that are making it hard for us to make sense of, right? And Australia turns the rental market into a digital ID testing ground. Guys, this one is kind of important because here's the article right here. Australia turns the rental market into a digital ID testing ground. Now, the reason why I call for attention on this, because what it is I believe, and I'm going to tell you what I think I believe on this. I think it's the digital ID, the beginning of digital ID already exists. Everything's digital. We already know. You order things online. We know digital credit card, digital orders. We get it. But I think they're implementing the digital ID trial in the rental market because Australia is testing a new federal digital ID system for renters, right? They're letting them verify their ID and income instead of sending multiple personal documents to an agent. That seems like, okay, that makes kind of sense, right? But why don't they just, someone send an application to live somewhere, they get approved for an interview, then they bring in their documents. Why would they send these sensitive documents through fax, email, scans? That's really scary. And then the Australian government will use this now to integrate with other systems. This trial, I think it links to the digital ID program with the consumer data right. Remember the CDR? We've been talking about CDR for a while here on there, where the consumer data right? And this framework is setting the stage for nationwide identity network that could connect with the future online age verification laws that we've been also talking about now. And I don't know. I'm somewhat concerned about this, but maybe I'm just overreacting. But it's about centralized control, folks, and we've been warning that this could evolve into a unified digital identity. And this is a lot of sensitive information that's being passed around here, right? And the framework will be used across all sectors. It'll be used across all sectors, from government and private sector. And it's going to raise the risks of mass surveillance and centralized data control and the loss of individual privacy. I just think this is, they're going to try to implement, what I'm trying to say here with my little rant is that they're going to try to implement their digital soul, digital ID, digital prison on all of us through different various means by collecting the information and going to data centers. And the data centers in America, they're called fusion centers. The fusion center will take all this information and fuse it together to build a file on you. And I think they're going to get it, they're going to scrap it through different various means to create your file. We all have a file, but they're just going to make it more thicker. Sorry, guys, I'm just checking out your comments. If you're listening to odd pauses during the show, if you're listening on replay while you're driving or hearing this in the background, I'm just reading some of your comments. That's all I'm doing. All right. And I got a little clip here. I got a pretty interesting clip here, a little rewind here. So Ukraine is too corrupt to join the EU, and the West is too dishonest to trust. And yeah, we were telling you guys about this whole Ukraine thing when on Mike in the Night. Here we go. Here's a clip from a clip we played on Mike in the Night. This was back in when it was called. No, this was Mike in the Night. I think it was 2018. Watch this. This is what we're talking about here.
Today, the shelling is being carried out by Russians or Ukrainians.
The Ukrainians are shelling where I am now. The Ukrainian government bombed its citizens. Children had to live in basements for months. The film that I made in 2015 has proof of these crimes against humanity. I take responsibility for my words and urge you to watch it.
So I wanted to share that with you guys because that is a clip from a older Mike in the Night from 2017 when we were telling you that Ukraine is bad news and Ukraine will be, and we told you, the next front when they pull after they pull the trigger on a pandemic, they're going to go to hot war. And here we are, folks. And they're pushing for this, and they're brainwashing all these people. Oh, Ukraine bad, Ukraine good, Russia bad. No, they're all bad. They're all on the same side, and they're all laundering money, and they're all weapons testing. That's what this has all been all about. And we told you from day one when this kicked off, we told you this was going to come, and don't take sides. So we got a gentleman here saying the government traumatized me by killing all of our ostriches, so the government is responsible for mental illness. All right, I want to get back to this one again. I really want to get back to this one again. And this is NPCs. Interferers. We've been talking about NPC world now since 2012 on the channel, and there are a lot of NPCs living with us. So tech titans creating genetically engineered baby. Now this goes into the we are all born, and I'm going to go back. We are all born optional. So what happens is at birth, we are programmed at birth. The second we are conceived, we are either born with consciousness and awareness. If you're born with consciousness, you have a soul. If you're born with consciousness, awareness, you are aware, you have your soul, you're on earth, you're here, you're playing out your role, you're doing your thing, you're getting a life experience. But if you're only born with awareness, which over 59% of the Earth's surface right now is only born with awareness and no consciousness at birth, they are going to work, drive my car, get driver's license, make money, make money, make money, make money, make money, ignore everybody around me. Nobody exists. Remember the China syndrome? The Chinaman syndrome? Nobody around me. I don't care about anybody else around me. So people are born at birth at programmed with consciousness and awareness. Now, what they're doing here is this genetically engineered baby that they're creating here is complete awareness. There is no consciousness. There is no soul. Now, there are unsouled people. Only 41% of us on Earth have a soul. This is the first time since the time of Moses. No, not Moses. Noah. This is the first time since Noah where the unsouled outnumbers the souled. And we're coming to an end, folks. The end is coming. They are ushering the end. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Now, these babies that they're making are genetically engineered, and you could not engineer a soul. You could engineer the awareness, but you can't engineer the soul. Consciousness does not evolve. Evolution is dead in the water because consciousness does not evolve. Consciousness is programmed at birth. So they're doing embryo editing here. And these are here we say it here. Really big concern about, I'm really concerned about this, folks, because this is a big deal. And the reason why it's concerning, this is a 2018 live stream we did. They are hijacking our DNA. What is mRNA? And if Trump loses in 2020, it's all fixed. So this is a 2018 live stream. Me is if I have children. For me, I'm never going to take a vaccine for the rest of my life. Neither is my wife. Neither is anyone in my family. But my children are forced to have to take this stuff, and it's really, really concerning me that they have to take this. And I'm gonna, just politely get a doctor's note or something, because if they are planning on putting this in all vaccines, this mRNA, right? mRNA genosequence technology in my children. No, I don't think so. I'm not going to stand for this. I'm not going to deal with this. It's not fair, and I don't think this is. This goes against a lot of, this goes against our. But see how they use this. You see how they use this against us. Do you see how they use this against my kids? Well, if he wants to go to high school, he's going to need these shots. I'm looking at the card. I'm like,
That's like 23 vaccines. That's like 30 vaccines. And then now they want to put gene editing sequencing in this garbage? So I wanted to update you guys. Hey, Carol. Yeah, thanks for the live stream. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, Nick is saying, good on you, Mike. Anti-vaxxers will rule the world. And Travis Travis is stating, I haven't vaccinated any of my children and won't. Yeah, so this is just, I just want to, hold on, somebody commented here. 1 second. Oh, it's the same. Okay, I just read that one. Yeah, so I just want you guys to know this. Like, our backs are to the walls with our children. And you know what? When I'm reading through some of these documentations, they even want to create like a passport for travel. Like to take vaccines for travel. And if they put this mRNA genosequencing technology, I think that's going to become a big problem. I think that it will create more problems than because the nano, remember I read to you guys the nanolipids, when I looked into that, your body for some reason accumulates it and it builds almost like a prion of sorts, and it doesn't exit your body at all. It doesn't exhaust. But then when I got into reading how you have to multiple doses, that is a big problem because, so the first one I read for you guys was mRNA vaccines, a new era in vaccinology. That's Kimberly's asking for the name of the, so it's called mRNA vaccines, a new era in vaccinology, and it was from 12th of January 2018. I know we're in April 2018. I know this stuff's a little bit older, but they've been working on this. And the other report that I read for you guys, if I could get this paper, is Volume 22, Issue 9 of the 27th of February 2018. And I read to you guys pages 227, Journal of Home page for cell reports, and it has to do with CRISPR Case 9 lipid nanoparticles achieve robust and persistent in vivo genome editing. So, sorry if my reading is a little bit off, guys, but these are some pretty damn big words that I never use, or probably never will use again. But I kind of wanted to create this awareness with you guys. Nick is saying his kids just took the vaccines at birth. My kids took the tetanus. Just the tetanus, and I think they just took the 3 vaccines at birth. But that's about it. That was just me. That's just me. And that's it. And hey, Mike, are you going live tonight? No, I'll probably go live.
That is an older 2018 live stream of just a live stream that we did. We're warning you guys. You can watch the entire live stream. It is up on YouTube. I got it reinstated. So it's called 2018 live stream. They're hijacking our DNA. What is mRNA? And if Trump loses 2020, it's fixed. And food prices set to go up. So that was a video series that we did for you guys back in 2018, where we are reading the medical journals for you guys. So we got Tig in the house. Yeah, we got Jeff Nugent in the house saying, well, that's called the theory of evolution, and a theory is unproven. That's why it's a theory. Yeah, it's all bullshit. Yeah. So, okay, let's see who we got. Someone saying I'm vax-free. Yeah, so am I. My whole family is. We are all proud to say we are... all right, let's see if we could get our first caller on the show. We got Black Deplorable, arguably the second or third most important guy you'll ever speak to, here tonight on Mike in the Night. And he's got, he wants to come on and talk to us about certain things, right? And hopefully He's got some good news for us tonight on Mike in the Night. We got our soundboard here ready to go.
You want to investigate me? Roll the dice and take your chances.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Guys, don't forget to join our email. Join our email list. Join our email list. And also, guys, if you want to support the transmission, guys, I am approaching 100,000. I'm far from the mark. I am at 91,300 followers. If you want to go, if you still have a YouTube channel or you're watching us on a different platform, go over to my YouTube, Mike Martins, Real Mike Martins, and go ahead and subscribe. Let's get this to 100,000. YouTube is not sending me a silver button. They told me that I am not credible, and basically I could read the email for you guys if you want. But basically, I do not qualify for a YouTube silver button. It's been 15 years, 6,000, how many videos? 6,046 videos, 1,800 live streams. That's on YouTube, and that's me being banned and 2007 videos being taken down. So if you want to support, and if you want to join our email list, I'll email you once a week when I go live, and that's all. I won't bother you. I will not bother you for anything else. So, all right. All right, let's see if we can get... you are tuned into Mike in the Night. Let's see if we can get our boy Black Deplorable here on the show and see what he's got to say. Hello.
Hey, Mike.
I could barely hear you, buddy.
Oh, no. Gosh,
it sounds like you're in a tin can. I can't hear you.
Shoot.
You have a headset? Hello? 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 All right, we got... Guys, make sure your equipment's working right when we call. I mean, it's Instagram chat. Just talking to your phone. You don't need fancy headsets. They just muffle your voice and we can't hear you. And we'll go into... there's another caller that wants to call in here. Guys, just make sure your equipment's working right, man. Just you're taking a call. That's all you're doing. Let's see if we can get somebody's teeing up for a call here. We'll try and get him later in the show. Let's see if we can get Dally Dalton on Mike in the Night here tonight.
Hello, Mike, brother.
How are you? I could hear you perfectly. How are you doing tonight? And welcome to Mike in the Night, episode 624.
I am doing great, sir. How are you doing?
You know how it is. Hopefully you've been watching for a bit. You know that I'm on my mark tonight, eh?
Oh yeah, like always, man. Hit the nail on the head, bud.
Yeah. On my mark. Here we go. So, what do you got? What's going on? I know the situation is deteriorating. Let people know what area you are. You are located in Eastern Canada. Let the callers know because we got a lot of new listeners. Where are you and what is happening?
Well, I am in Kitchener-Waterloo area in Ontario, Canada.
And tell us, what is going on there? What is the job situation? What is the migrant situation? What's going on? Tell us.
Well, since the last time we talked, I remember I told you that I had lost my job due to the tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, I have found other work, and I've been working full time. And where I'm at now is 100 times better. I actually found a decent company who actually care about Canadians.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's rather nice.
Wow.
And I'm actually rather happy to be there now. So.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, continue.
And as for, I don't know, anything else really going on, I haven't really noticed too much around this area in the past little bit. Nothing really, new since really the last time we talked. So I really don't know where to go about that.
All right, no, as long as things are going well with you on your end, because you did lose your job a few weeks back, and we were concerned here on the show for you too. We were actually concerned about the situation, so it's good to see you got yourself back on the ground and your feet on the ground. You're running and you're at a place you like. So our prayers have been answered, basically.
Yes, sir. Praise to Jesus.
Yep.
And asking shall receive, right?
Yep. So there's somebody in the comments saying they're just 45 minutes from Kitchener. You know what I like the most about Mike in the Night is when people in Australia, New Zealand, parts of America all the time, Canada, meet up through the show.
Yeah, right? I
People
love
meet
that.
up.
The fact that there's such a broad range of people that are on here, and they're all fantastic people too. Like everybody in the comments, I always have fantastic conversations in here, and I'm seeing fantastic conversations.
Yeah, but people like D-Man met up with Dano, and people in Australia are meeting up with each other through Mike in the Night, which is really good because people unify under we unify under like looking for the truth, in search of the truth, right?
Yes, I went through some hard times a few years ago, and I remember just when I finally came back to Jesus and had my awakening, right? I just remembered sitting there, and all I asked for was I didn't care where it led me, how crazy it would end up, or what the cost was. All I wanted was the truth, no matter how it hurts.
Well, that's all we're asking for is the truth. That's all we're looking for is the truth. That's all we want. We don't even want anything else. We don't want money. We want to know the truth. Because when you know the truth, you could plan your future accordingly and plan and work towards a goal and achieve that goal and work towards a prosperous life. But if you're getting lied to on every corner, how the hell can you live a life of peace?
Right, I agree 100%, man. We lied in the government, lied from the media, even schools. Like we were taught bullshit in school for the most part,
I like the comment you posted in the live chat that I think it was you that posted that it's a theory of evolution's a theory. It's never been proven. It's all bullshit. You can't evolve consciousness.
No.
You can't.
No, it's Christ consciousness.
It's your soul.
Right? It's from Him. He created us, right? So we're here for a reason.
We're here for a life. We're here for a life experience. Is what we're here for.
And I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the reason is I am here for. But
you're
for
getting
the
it.
most part,
how old are you now?
I think I'll be 41 in 3 months, 4 months.
By the time you're 47, you'll know.
Well, I hope so.
Well, you will know. You won't be left in the dark. I promise. You won't be left in the dark. You will know by the time you are 47. Around 47 is when things start to pick up in a way where your consciousness, awareness starts to elevate a bit more. You start to see more. You start to see things from more of a view from space as opposed to on the ground looking around. You're seeing things in a bigger perspective, and you start expanding a bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I went through I don't know, I've had a bit of a messed up life, so I kind of grew up sort of fast, you know. So
yeah, no, I hear you.
I've been through a little bit more than most.
Right. No worries. No worries. It's a life experience, and maybe you needed that, but it'll take you till you're 47 or 50 to realize that, right? So
everything happens for a reason, right?
Exactly.
So God puts us through things for,
yeah.
You know, we might not understand it at the time, but years go by, and then you're like, wow, so that's why that happened. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, it all ends up all the dots connect later on in life. I promise you. You won't be let down at the end, you know? But anyways, Dallas Dalton, guys, thanks for coming on tonight and updating us on your job, and we'll get you back on in 3-4 weeks to update us on what's going on, and keep your eyes and ears open for us, bud.
I'm trying, and hopefully in that time I can have some good news for you. So
I hope so. You take care. God bless you.
Yeah, God bless Mike, and God bless everybody else.
All right, so we got some good news from one of the callers that lost. Was it before I went to Portugal? Lost his job. It was 5 weeks ago. He lost his job, and he was worried about paying his rent and getting ahead, and what the hell he was going to do. Never mind getting ahead, just trying to live a basic lifestyle. Like, we're just living basic lifestyles, right? We're not living extravagant lives. We're not living anything. You know what I'm saying? So Much Joy puts up a really good point here. I never meet a strong person that didn't have a tough life. Oh yeah, that's 100%. That is 100%. So we got our soundboard on board here. We got our Ricky Spanish soundboard here in case we catch Ricky Spanish.
Ricky Spanish.
In the chat tonight, but he's not here. I tried to get I messaged Ricky Spanish 2 hours ago, and he's not responding to me, so he's probably busy. All right, so Black Deplorable said he has fixed his input volume. Guys, make sure your stuff is working clear before you come on. And all right, let's see if Black Deplorable has something for us on Mike in the Night. And it's so good to have you guys here on Mike in the Night.
Mike in the night room. Oh, Mike in the night room. We do we like this. We do we like this. Oh no. Mike, don't worry about it.
Mike.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we have Black Deplorable here on Mike in the Night. Thanks for being here, liking and subscribing and being part of the channel, buddy.
You can hear me better now?
I could hear you better. It sounds like you're kind of tinny in a way. I don't know why. Maybe people in the comments tell me if I'm just hearing things, or does he sound slightly tinny?
Well, I turned up the input volume all the way. I mean, I don't have the best microphone.
Well, neither do I, but it's working now. We got you, brother. All right, you got all kinds for us. You send me stuff from time to time. You keep me updated on certain things. What's going on, buddy?
Oh man, just where to begin? Well, first, I've been working out in San Francisco near the Tenderloin area. Do you remember that area? When you're in San Francisco, it's kind of like the Hastings Street in Vancouver, except it's several blocks. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
well, Vancouver's everywhere. The homeless and the trash and the graffiti is like all over Vancouver. It doesn't matter where you go in Vancouver. It's bad everywhere.
Oh, that sucks. Well, see,
like
San Francisco
everywhere.
Well, the thing about San Francisco and Los Angeles, like Los Angeles has Skid Row, San Francisco has the Tenderloin, and what the strategy is like you keep it there, right? You contain it by allowing.
They do a good job keeping it there, because when I was making my San Francisco videos across America, like when I was doing my trip across America, all those areas that I was going through with the train and all the different areas, like the out, the not the indoor train, the tramp or whatever you call that thing, all that stuff we were doing, that would be full of bums and homeless everywhere if that was in Canada. That would be bums everywhere.
Yeah, you guys need to figure out how to confine it to Hastings. That's the name of the street, right? What's the name?
It's Hastings, yeah, but it was Hastings up until 2020. After the Olympics, it just kind of went all over the city. It kind of became anywhere you go in Vancouver, there's going to be a problem. Someone pushing a shopping cart or someone looking to punch you in the head. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's more violent, because in Canada we can't defend ourselves, and a lot of these homeless or drug addicts, whatever, they know we can't defend ourselves, right? So they know a majority of us are not carrying guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to keep that in mind, right?
Yeah.
So.
But like I said, the strategy of Los Angeles and San Francisco is they say these few city blocks, anything goes. You can do whatever you want. Anything, sell drugs, buy drugs, pass out, have sex on the street, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But if you step out of that area, if you just go a few blocks, you've heard of? Do you remember? Did you go to Nob Hill?
Mm-hmm.
Nob Hill. So that's like on the top where I think you caught when you were in San Francisco. I saw you catch the California Street cable car. So the top of that hill is Nob Hill. But if you just go to the bottom, to the left, to a little bit south, it is just like it's The Walking Dead, man. I'm not kidding, man. Like you ever see The Walking Dead? Did you watch that show?
Yes, I did. So
you remember at the beginning when Rick Grimes is going into downtown Atlanta, he turns a corner and there's like a 1,000 zombies, That's what it's literally like that. Like I was working the late shift and I was walking to the metro station, and I went to the wrong corner. I was like, oh my God, man, there were just like 100 or 200 people.
That's nothing. Vancouver's thousands. Sometimes it's like 13 people by 700.
I just don't understand. Like, where are these people coming from? Like, why are people taking fentanyl when they see what it's doing to other people? Why would you say I want to try that when you see what it's destroying somebody's body? They're bent over. They're not just bent over, but their backs are twisted like S's.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like so disturbing, man. Like I can't stand going out there. And then like my metro station, like they say you solve one problem, you create another. So like we had a problem with our metro with people jumping the turnstile,
Yes.
And so then now what they do is they have these doors, right? But now like what the bums and the drug addicts and the crazy people and the little punk kids do is they just they run up behind you and exit with you or enter with you. So
yeah, I've seen that. I saw a clip of that, of a guy entering, a guy going in, and there was a guy following him from behind, but it was an Arab guy. It was a Hindu, actually. It was an Indian guy with the turban that was following the guy behind him so he could get in with him. And then he's like, I'm not paying for you. You have this. You have to go in individually. You can't pay. You have to buy your this. I'm not paying for you. But it wasn't a homeless person that was following the guy in. It was an Indian guy.
It's everything. Anybody that feels entitled to either can't pay or feels entitled not to pay, will follow you. And it's like literally every day I've got some scumbag running up behind me and practically, touching me from their front and my back. I hate it, man. So it's like they didn't fix the problem at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they spent millions of dollars with these new stupid gates. It's just like they can't figure out how to stop it, man.
It's cheaper to hire people to work there than it is to run this bullshit machinery that doesn't do anything properly.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh well. So that's one thing, and then you got Mamdani election, man. It's like, it's so depressing, man. I'm like, America is fucked. You know why America's fucked? Because I'm not allowed to but it's like there are millions of downwardly mobile people who are raised upper class in this country. Like the kids who grew up in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, like they had it better than any children in the history of this country, right? They were raised in absolute luxury. Their parents didn't have them doing any chores. They didn't have to do like, summer jobs, or like my generation, when I was a kid, I used to have to like mow people's lawns. If I wanted some money, I would walk around the neighborhood asking people if they needed any work done, and go to old people's houses and say, do you need your lawn mowed, any weeds picked, whatever. That's how I got my money. But these little spoiled brats, they grew up doing nothing. So they're incredibly entitled. And so these are the people that voted for Mamdani. These people who grew up, expecting everything free, right? Everything, because their whole lives has been like this. They didn't have to work, and anything they wanted, they got. And he's just like them. He's a fellow trust fund kid. And so it's just like these Gen Z, rich kids who think because they're poor, struggling to make it in New York or San Francisco, wherever, that they are middle or they're working class, but they're not. They're total snobs.
Yep.
And they're lazy and weak and it's just a nightmare. But this is how the Democratic Socialists of America, this new party, is going to take over, because there are millions of these kids living in every big city in America, and they're going to take city by city by city. This is the plan. In Seattle, look that up. There's a millennial little shit, just like that, just like Mamdani, loser, raised rich, hasn't accomplished anything in her life. She's running for mayor. She's probably going to win.
Well, let me. Was it the last mic of the night, or when that Maldani or whatever that guy is in New York won the mayoralship in the U.S., I immediately called out, made a video, said that was fixed, 100%. And in that video, I don't know if you remember, I said, why would people vote in a Muslim mayor in New York if supposedly the 9/11 attacks were orchestrated and attacked, and the people were trained and believed to attack, that it was Muslim terrorists that hit the World Trade Center? Why would they vote in a Muslim mayor into New York? And people were sending me clips and saying, holy crap, Mike, that whole discussion piece you made on that video, other content creators are running with it now. It makes perfect sense. I brought that out. I kind of pieced it together, because why would they vote in somebody that's part of the people that crashed planes, that they want us to believe, that crashed planes into, and then there was a perfect preserved passport in a little crater with a bandana on top?
I'll tell you why, because only 48% of New Yorkers, people who voted, are native New Yorkers. This isn't 2005 with, the days of Giuliani and the majority like Italian and Jewish city. No, those days are gone, man. You got a bunch of, like I said, these people, these little spoiled brats, have flooded into New York. They're, living the Sex and the City dream. And then you've got all kinds of immigrants, thanks to Biden, migrants and whatnot, illegal voting and going on. That's how he won, man. Those are the people. It was immigrants and transplants, okay. Clueless idiots from God knows where in America, who have this romantic idea of New York, and they want to live there. Like I said, live the Sex and the City lifestyle. You know what I'm talking about? Sex and the City, the show?
Yes, sir, I do. Yes.
Yeah. That show did so much damage, man. Like the writer of that show, the woman who created that show, says she has a lot of regrets, because she knows that she ruined a marriage. She contributed to all these angry, bitter feminists, to childless women and stuff like that. She destroyed the culture. Mm-hmm. Look her up. I can't remember her name, but she knows she messed up. But I'm telling you, so it's like you just get like these little 22, 24-year-old kids with worthless college degrees, lazy, living off their parents. Like the Daily Mail had an article the other day about, like, you've got hundreds of thousands of Americans in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s living off of their parents, their mm-hmm. baby boomer parents, who are giving them as much as $25,000 a month. Can you believe that? These people who did really well in the stock market. I got a friend who's an alcoholic. His mother's been giving him a $5,000 a month allowance for the last 10 years. He hasn't worked, surprisingly, in 10 years. As long as she keeps giving him $5,000 a month, he ain't working. Mm-hmm. And there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Americans like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just bums, man, losers, and they're guilty. They guilt trip their parents into, oh, you're a baby boomer. You grew up came of age when you could buy a house for $50,000. You have all this money, blah 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 blah. It's not fair. And so they feel guilty and they give their kids money. They're adult children.
You're lucky in the U.S. that you brought that up. You could still buy a lot of homes in the U.S. and land and stuff for $50,000. I'm on Zillow. I'm seeing thousands of listings. Right now, there's about 2 million homes under $200,000 listed in the U.S. right now, under $200,000.
But where though, Mac?
All over the place. They're all over the place. I'm not going to get into this argument everywhere. You want to live in North Carolina, South Carolina, you want to live in Texas, you want to live in parts of Florida. There's so much housing that we don't have here in Canada. We don't have these options that you guys have in America. There's so much, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing thousands of listings under $200,000. Thousands.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Mm-hmm. I got it. But the thing is like, I don't know.
You are lucky. You're very lucky to be in America. Believe me. You're very lucky to be in America. Right now in Canada, it's like we don't have options like you guys do. We don't.
There aren't a lot of those. It's like those places are in like Louisiana and Nebraska. Like, who the hell wants to live in those places? They're cheap for a reason. Don't you think?
But the whole thing is in Canada, if we had that option, a lot of us won't be homeless today, okay?
I got you.
We won't be homeless today. A lot of people would be living on their pensions in Nebraska or other parts of the... And I'm seeing really good like land off interstates close to like Birmingham, close to Ocala, Florida, close to Orlando, where $60,000, $70,000 a house. We don't have these options that you guys have in America. You guys are so lucky. Okay, you're so lucky in America because right now the land treaties are happening with the natives. They're taking Richmond, BC, they're taking Kamloops, and they're going to take my city. My street up to 3 blocks west of me is on treaty land now. Now they want their land back. Now I'm going to lose everything I work for, and then what's going to happen is everything I worked for is going to hit the ground and fall to the ground because no one's going to maintain it.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I don't have options like you. If I was in America, man, I'd move to some rural place in southern Alabama, or I'd move somewhere like in just east of Pensacola, Florida, like east in the Panhandle. Find a little 2-stoplight town and retire my family there and send my kids to school there. I wish I had that option here. We don't have that option here. Everything's $800,000 for garbage. Oh, Mike, I could show you this place in Manitoba for $300,000. What are you talking about? Okay, I look at it. It's cold 9 months of the year. Cold 9 months.
I just don't understand. Canada's so big. Like, I just don't get it. Man.
It's crown land. We don't own the land. Canadians don't own their land here. They're going for small places like Chase, BC.
Mm-hmm.
They're going for Little Fort. Right? And that's why I've been making... Remember those videos I was pleading with Donald Trump in my videos?
Mm-hmm.
I was pleading with him, saying, please, I beg... This is before his previous administration, not now. I was begging him to please European expansion that built Canada. Like, I could prove, I could show paperwork that my dad worked on the Air Canada project, this Sky Dome project. He worked himself to death in Canada. Is there something for the people that actually came to build this country that are being shown the door? Because we're screwed.
Yeah, I heard Canada's the worst of all the Commonwealth countries in terms of lack of housing. Like the house, the inventory is the smallest, but it's just bizarre. It's just like, I guess so much of the country is maybe unlivable. Also, like it's just so cold. I don't know. But like, I'm a huge Trailer Park Boys fan, and like for you ever watch that show?
Yes, I'm actually watching it. I just completed season 1 with my wife. My wife has never seen it. She's never even heard of it. So we watched the entire first season of it.
All right, I've seen like every episode like 100 times, and so like in season 4, like I should start like a Trailer Park Boys like never mind, fan club. But in season 4 or 5, yeah, they built their own like set, and it's still there. Like in season 7, 8, and on beyond, it's like, no, season 8 beyond, it's like it's still sitting there in Nova Scotia. Like they just built their own trailer park, a fake trailer park, you know, and the land's still there. Like, I mean, it just seems like they got plenty of land in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, they have plenty of land. That's New Scotland. Portuguese found Nova Scotia. They called it New Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna show you guys at home what I'm talking about, because everyone thinks I don't know, exaggerating or making stuff up on a regular basis or whatever the key is. But let me see if this is if I could show this to you guys where I could actually. Okay, so I just want to show you guys the images here. I have images here I want to show you guys, but that one's not opening. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the Canadian wet dream here. Guys, I'm getting so much buffering here. Nothing's working here tonight, but all right, let me see if I could get this to work. I don't know why it's doing this. So this is what I'm talking about here. Let me go into my thing. There it is right there, folks. A gentleman mansion in Milwaukee reduced to $103,000. We don't have these options in Canada. Here's another house here. $139,000, needs some renovations. It's a family old home. We don't have this here. Look at this one. Every Canadian's dream. 7 acres, 7-bedroom home and barn, $89,000. And this was just posted last night. So we don't have these options in Canada. We never will have these options in Canada because the Chinese money laundering. Here's another one. Michigan castle-style home with original woodwork for $160,000. That in Canada would be like $4 or $5 million. Here's another one here: 4 beds, 2 baths, 49,900 with land. This is every Canadian's dream, and this is in an area where the temperature is nice almost all year round. Right? Look at this one: 129,000, 7,000 square foot George Barber Victorian mansion. We don't have this in Canada. Unfortunately, we do not have this. These type of homes exist in Canada, but they're in the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. They won't give us a home like this in Canada. We are not allowed to live like this in Canada. America, here we go. We could go right across America. The Mayberry lots, potential 1 acre in North Carolina, $150,000. And compare that, but in Vancouver's full of bombs and shit!
Yeah.
You go to all the little cities, like the town I live in, the other city north of me, south of me, it's just full of bombs. We don't have this. Look, another one right here, Canada. Here you go, Canada. 5,000 square foot mansion with old world historic features for $169,000. This goes to Canada. It gets bidded up. They bid it up in bidding wars, and the Chinese come in with their money, and then they price out the locals from being able to afford any of this stuff.
Sorry.
So, we don't have the options, you guys. I wish. You know why I wish this? Do you know why I wish we had these options in Canada? You know why?
Why?
Because I have kids. That's why.
Yeah. I know. That's the people that care the most about the country and the people with children. They got it, they want the future. They care about the future.
Right.
Oh, man, that's so depressing. Sorry.
Yeah. What are you sorry for? This is the situation we're in. In Canada, we don't have those. I was talking to someone earlier, but the water might not be good in that area. Who cares? The water's not good in my area. I have no option.
Have you thought about getting one of those rain gutters to collect the rain? Like, I remember when I was in Brazil, there was a guy.
Yeah, I think I already have a barrel in the back that collects water, but I think it's illegal where I live to do that.
That's unbelievable.
I think it's illegal. I'm not sure if it's my area, but I know it's illegal to collect rainwater in Canada in some areas. I'm not sure where, but yeah. So we got our boy Owen in the house. Man, Owen, I haven't seen you in the live chat in ages. Holy smokes. Anyways. All right.
Yeah, I was listening. Last week, I just want to submit, I was listening to the talk you had with Mitch. And he was just really spot on when he was talking about, the black family and black communities and stuff. You remember that conversation?
Last week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he talked about like what happened, but I can talk about like how it all happened. It all started, President Lyndon Johnson, he was the guy after Kennedy, and he started like, it was his administration that started like the war on poverty, the Great Society. And that's when they started paying women to be single mothers. So like
Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, if you're a single mother, the government will get you an apartment and give you all kind of benefits. And the more fatherless children you have, the more money they give you.
Yeah.
And after you got this horrible ghetto culture, the welfare queens with five kids from five different fathers, just horrible. That is what destroyed the black community, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that's when fatherlessness, because the government literally pay these women to not get married, to not have a man in the house. Can you believe that?
Can I tell you how Planned Parenthood works?
Sure.
A mother and father or whatever show up to Planned Parenthood and basically push for abortion. So I'm pregnant 6 months and we're having, or 3 months or a week pregnant or 2 weeks pregnant and we're having a baby. And Planned Parenthood would say, come into the office. We're going to break this down and figure out what's best for you. You, ma'am, need an abortion, and you, sir, need to buy your Escalade. There's your answer. And that's what Planned Parenthood, and they organize the abortions and everything.
Yeah, man. Like, this is what like Ghetto Fabulous is about. It's about scamming the government. These people have gotten experts at, and other people are making money off of it. You know what I mean? Like Walmart, the banks make money off of transactions. Walmart makes money off of all the people using their EBT, you know what I mean? Those little like welfare cards, to get free food and stuff, right? And then the pharmaceutical companies, these people are buying nothing but, crappy food, right? So then they get sick and they're going to need, the pharmaceutical industry in the future. All these the corporations are making money. It's all any problem in the United States, there's like some kind of industrial complex behind it, some kind of scam, some kind of scheme where people are becoming really rich off of it, whether it's war, homelessness, drug addiction, you name it. All of our problems, I believe, all of our problems are due to these super duper rich people playing us. Like, I think Mom Donnie, did you know that Alex Soros funded Mom Donnie's campaign, right? George Soros' son. And the reason why supposedly he's doing this is because he wants to use Mom Donnie to destroy the landlords in New York, take over their properties, and then he and the billionaires and the Black Rocks, they can all take it over.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Someone in the comments saying, pictures mean nothing, bro. Check out the neighborhoods and contaminated water near data centers, airports, LOL, rainwater full of graphene and aluminum. Matt, in 2019 of November, we were already launching our contaminated water across Canada. The contaminated water pipes, the lead pipes across Canada was becoming a thing. Then they pulled the trigger on a pandemic and shut all that down. We were covering all the contaminated water, and there was a couple of newsreels already going around that Canada's water is actually worse than the one in Detroit, Michigan. It's actually worse. Most of our water is so contaminated here up in Canada, you have no idea. You have no clue how bad it is.
It's the country with the richest water amount, right? Like, you have the most fresh water, maybe you in Brazil, right?
Yeah, but the problem is it's not for Canadian people. The water, a lot of our water is Nestle was all going to China. Same thing with Australia. The fresh water is going to China. We were already exposing back in 2019, Mike in the Night, the contaminated water. And we were breaking down each province of Canada to watch out for lead poisoning. It's going to make the whole Detroit thing look like a joke. And then boom, the pandemic, they kick it off and everything shuts down. Everything shuts up. We are so bad, worse off. I lived, Matt in the comments, I lived in parts of America. I know America. I know the interstate system. I've been around America. Believe me, they have it 50 times better than we do, and you're free to defend yourself there too. On top of that, like, they have it way better than we do, like a billion times better than we do. You have so many cities. I'm not talking about the big cities. Forget the big cities. I'm talking about 20 minutes, 30 minutes outside the big city. There's all kinds of intercities that you can live in that are quiet, reasonable, clean, organized, within your wage bracket. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about San Francisco. I'm not talking about Los Angeles. I'm talking about the intercities. The in-between cities. Right?
Yeah.
But somebody says the rainwater tax in Kitchener-Waterloo, that rainwater tax, so in Canada, they're taxing people for the rain that falls on your roof and goes into the drain sewers. And this is, again, we covered this with Owen, who was in the chat earlier. Owen was in the chat earlier, brought this up on trends in the housing market in 2018. about the rainwater falling on the roof in Brampton, Ontario, and it goes to the sewer, and they measure the rainwater going into your sewer, and you have to pay tax on that.
That's just so wrong. That makes no sense.
It makes no sense. And not only that, I got another one. Now they want to push the city tax in Toronto. In the city of Toronto, they want to push a city tax. So you're going to have your municipal, your federal tax, and now you're going to have your federal and your provincial tax, and they're going to want you to pay a city tax on top. 4%.
Bastards. I'm so sorry. I had no. I used to think Canada, like America, we grew up thinking Canada is like paradise. I had no idea Canada was so messed up.
It's so bad. Our food, they were trying to pass a bill back in 2014. We made a video about it that got taken down for bullying. In Canada in 2014, they were trying to pass a bill to make it illegal for me to find out where my food is coming from. They don't want you to know where your food is coming from. Wow. The origin of your food. Look it up. I'm not making this up.
I can't even understand that. I think feminism is stronger in Canada than it is in the United States. That's part of the problem. Like, what do you think? Do you think that since you said like America, like do you think that Canada is a more feminized kind of culture than America outside of the hockey, tough guy?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know too many people, even in the town I live in. A lot of people avoid me here, so they don't want to talk to me here. But I noticed the whole feminism thing here is gigantic. It's huge.
Yeah, it seems like
enormous. When I lived in Vancouver and I was single, women wouldn't touch me. They look at me. They're like, "You're too short," or "You're too this," and I wanna. And then I look at them and like, "What are you bringing to the table? Student loan debt, attitude." And me. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I'd rather be single and die alone. Luckily, I met my Filipino wife and problem solved.
You have to, man. You got to. You got to marry a foreign woman. American women, Canadian women, no thanks, man. I'm all about foreign women, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love, they're feminine, they're nice, they're respectful. Like, I love like Latin American women, Asian women, you name it. I was a passport bro before the word existed. I was out in South America, man, Colombia. And all these guys are talking about, I'm going to, like, man, I was in Medellin in 1995, man.
Mm-hmm.
1 year after Pablo Escobar got killed. But I love South American women, Latin American women in Latin America. But once they come here, they turn into American women. They become bitches.
Hollywood.
Was that?
Hollywood.
Yeah, man.
That's how you say Hollywood in Portuguese is Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood. But in Brazil, they say Hollywood. They put the
Hollywood.
E after
Yeah, you're right. It's Hollywood. Hollywood.
They put the E after every consonant.
Yeah, Hollywood. Yeah.
But I was going to tell you one more thing, though. So, like, when you were away, I was listening to a lot of your old episodes because my my routine is to listen to Micah and I at around 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, between 2 and 5 in the morning. That's when I listen to the show because I have insomnia. And I was listening to one of your episodes way back in like 2021, and you were talking to the guy about how, like, Canadians see themselves as like Jamaican or Indian or whatever. Like, there's no like united. Right.
Yes. So in Canada, I'm a Portuguese.
Right.
Growing up, I was never allowed to say I was Canadian. If I put Canadian on, I've put Canadian on a resume. Mm-hmm. They called me into the interview, not to interview me for the job, to tell me they're going to beat the shit out of me if I put down Canadian on a resume when I'm not. To never put Canadian, you're not allowed to say you're Canadian because you're not Canadian.
Right.
And they would loosely use the N-word with me all the time, calling me the N-word.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I am a Portuguese. I'm a Portuguese living in Canada. And that's just how it is. And a lot of my friends growing up, even in my high school, they were Italians. They weren't Canadian. They were Polish. They were Greek. They were Portuguese. There was nobody that said, I'm Canadian, because we weren't allowed to tell people we were Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. Well, here's the thing. I would say that every single country, Europe, that former European colony, whether it's Brazil, Canada, United States, Australia, all these outposts of these Western civilization outposts, I would say the United States and Brazil have done the best job of absorbing immigrants and making them feel welcome, but there's still, underlying, there's levels. There's always a feeling that in America there's levels of Americans, right? So there's like, you got the hyphenated Americans, you got the immigrants, then you have the hyphenated Americans, and you got the real Americans who are like descendants of the settlers, right? The people that cry when they sing, God bless America. They trace their ancestry back hundreds of years, right? And we all know deep down that we're not the same. Like an immigrant knows they're not as American as somebody who was born here, right? What do you think about that? Like, do you agree or no?
Can I tell you when I was in America?
Mm-hmm.
When I was in America, everyone I met there, whether if they were Arab, whether if they were Latin, like from Mexico, wherever they were from, every person I met, you're Mexican? Hey, ¿cómo estás? Mira, necesitamos cambiar esto. We talk in Spanish. And then I ask them, where are you from? They're like, oh, you know what they tell me? I'm American. People from Arab countries, I'm American. I mean,
as
people.
An American, I living here my whole life. I'm sorry, Mike, to be no disrespect, but I've had a completely different experience.
Well, you're in the West Coast. I was in the East Coast, right? And everywhere I went, when I asked people what they were, you look Chinese. Where are you from? I'm American.
Well, right? Was this before or after Obama?
Before Obama.
See, okay. See, this is what happened. Obama, that piece of what, this identity politics, he destroyed that. That's what it's all in America now. It's all about, you are actively encouraged to identify with the land of your ancestors. America's a horrible racist country. You know what I mean? And you're just supposed to, like, why would you want to identify with? And so, like, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she gave
occasional cortex, yes.
Yeah, I love it. She gave a speech recently in New York, and she's talking about, New York was founded by, Irish people escaping famine, Italians escaping fascism, Black people coming from the South escaping slavery and Jim Crow. She never mentioned white people. It was just like so like the new America is supposed to be for the people of non-settler stock, the kind of people like you would call in Canada, like you even use the word what do you call it? Canadian proper, right?
Canadian proper, yes.
What do you mean exactly when you say Canadian proper?
Canadian proper, when I say Canadian proper or Australian proper, right? You've heard me say that. Yeah. So Canadian proper would be like the white third generation European, because you go back 3 generations, it's all white going back.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying.
It's all white going back. So you don't have a Canadian proper Indian guy from 4 generations in Canada. It doesn't exist.
Right.
And so when I say Canadian proper, I mean the Canadian. I'm not Canadian proper. So I wouldn't be in that. I stand up for the Canadian proper to tell them, hey, you guys here are going to become Mozambique 2.0. Portuguese in Mozambique, very nice. Condominiums, soccer stadiums, nightlife, nightclubs, bars, business potential. Portuguese leave, turns into a hellhole, right? So Canada will become the same thing once the European expansion leaves, because we're being shown the door, or they're taking our land, or whatever the case is, and we leave. That's fine, but it's going to become Mozambique 2.0 because there's going to be nobody here. The people that built the infrastructure won't be here to maintain it. Oh, we got lots of rebuilders and lots of technicians in Canada. They could fix things. No, they can't. With Chinese cardboard concrete and cutting corners and bullshit. No, there's no more architecture anyway. It's all cut and cookie bullshit garbage that lasts maybe 10 years at the most.
Yeah, and what I say though, like what you call Canadian proper, I would call Americans of settler stock. You know what I mean? Like, for example, have you ever heard a Canadian refer to themselves as a Welsh, Scottish, or English Canadian?
Yes, I have actually.
Really? Okay. Well,
I've heard Canadians tell me that
you would never hear. I have never once heard somebody identify as an English American, a Scottish American.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard people, Irish American. I've heard that quite a bit. Actually.
Irish American. I didn't say Irish. I specifically said Scottish.
Yeah, I've heard Scottish. I've heard Scottish here in Canada too.
Okay, well here, like it's just understood that United States is an ethno-state. It is an Anglo-Protestant country. And then you had immigrants who are different. Immigrants and settlers are not the same thing. Settlers, they either conquer or they settle the country, you know what I mean, and they establish the country. Now immigrants come after the fact, they come later. And so you speak the language of the settlers. There's a reason why we speak English. We celebrate Christmas, right? In the public schools, so much of
Ten
what
Commandments,
Americans
the whole 9 yards. Yes, but I'm gonna argue with you on that. The immigration came until 93, 94. I'm an immigrant. I'm not a migrant, right?
Okay, I'm not talking about migrants. I'm talking about immigrants.
Yeah, immigrants came until 93, 94 to build. It's after the building. After the bank is built, then Chinaman comes into Canada and works at the bank. Because for some reason, Canadians only want to build banks, but Canadians don't want to work in the bank. So they bring in Chinaman to come and work at the bank.
Let's talk about Brazil. Like I noticed when you were I was watching your videos in Portugal, and I noticed something that is exactly the same in Portugal as it is in Rio de Janeiro. You know what it is?
They speak Portuguese.
That obviously, but those patterned sidewalks.
Yep, that's all Portuguese. That's all Portuguese architecture.
Right, and so you see that in Rio de Janeiro, and like for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, what they do, Mike, tell them, you know, they take little blocks, little tiny little rocks.
I'm gonna bring up the video for people to see online live. So you go to my Portugal. Let me see, walking the streets of Lisbon here. Let me see if I could get the proper video here for you guys. Of course, it's not gonna be there. I'm gonna have to open the whole playlist, but I'm gonna show you guys what he's talking about here. Walking the streets here. Here it is. Here it is. There's some street walking here. So he's talking about this, people. Okay, I'm on the beach here. Let me see if I could... I can never find a video when I need it. I just... Here it is. He's talking about these streets like this. They're all over Portugal. Everywhere you go, it's these little stones. They're all marble. They're all polished.
All over Brazil.
It's all over Brazil because this is Portuguese architecture. This is what the Portuguese do.
Because they were the founders of the country.
Yes.
They're the settler stock.
Right.
And so, like, you could move to Brazil and instantly become a Brazilian. You would be exactly like a Brazilian. You know, you look like a lot of the people there. You know what I mean? Obviously, you speak the language. So you could, just like an Englishman can come here, can move to the United States or Australia and instantly become an Australian. Whereas, like, Chinese, Mexican, not so much, right? Like, you guys got to check out, there's a movie called The Good Shepherd. It came out in 2006 with Matt Damon. He plays a CIA agent, and he's having this conversation with your man Joe Pesci, and he's playing like a fictitious mafia boss, and he's talking to Matt Damon, a CIA agent, and he says, you know, we Italians, you know, we got our families, we got the church, the Irish have their homeland, the Jews have their traditions, even the blacks, you know, they got their music. What do you people have? And he's referring to the WASP, to the Anglo-Protestant Americans. What do you have? And you know what Matt Damon said? The United States. The rest of you are just visiting. The rest of you are, and I hate to say it, but he's kind of got a point. You know what I'm saying? Like when you know what I mean, you go to any wealthy neighborhood in America, you go to right here in San Francisco, you know, you go to the Pacific Heights, you will see the purest looking British people, white people. You will see blonde hair, blue-eyed people, no mixture in them at all. Pure white people right here in Woketopia, San Francisco. They don't freaking mix, man. And if you think the Jews have taken over, I say bullish. This country is still, United States is a British ethno state. Don't let anybody tell you different, man. Like I said, the rest of us we're just visiting. We are the hyphenated Americans.
That's what I keep telling people, and I keep telling my wife the same thing. We're just visiting here. We are not part of this country. We will leave this country. We don't belong here.
It's true, man. And it's just like that. When a war breaks out, you know what I'm saying? You're out of here, right? You're going, if the Chinese invade Canada, you're going to the Azores, right?
Oh, I'm gone. I'm going to go somewhere in southern, God knows where, Portugal, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, off a stoplight town. Close enough to the train station so I can go to Lisbon and Porto, or have to go to the Algarve. Right. But I'm going to be nowhere.
All these like British Americans who've been here for centuries, they're not going anywhere. They're going to fight and die for this country. Just like in Australia, the Larrikins, right? Or the Kiwis, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or those Canadians who are descendants of those like fur trappers and those crazy guys back in the 1600s. They're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. That's the difference. And remember, you saw it's like that's what I was saying. If you want to get rid of all these migrants, did you see like when the Russians invaded Kiev, all those blacks and Chinese, the Africans, the Chinese, the Indians, they were on the first train out of it. They were stepping over little girls and boys and women and children, everything to get the hell out of that country. If you want to get rid of all these migrants, ask China and Russia to invade us. They'll be out of here in a second.
Yeah.
And the only people defending it will be the rednecks. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, don't be careful what you wish for. You want to get rid of these, these settler Americans, these real Canadians. Who's going to defend the country?
Oh, I don't want to get rid of those people. I have respect.
No, I'm not saying you. I mean, the people, all these like anti-white, I'm like, be careful what you wish for. Like, think about what you're asking for. You want to get rid of these people so bad. You hate them so bad. Again, these are the people that will defend this country against the Russians and the Chinese. It'll be the blue-eyed rednecks.
Mm-hmm.
It will not be fucking black people. It will maybe a few, like, because we got nowhere to go either. Because I can't stand Africans. They don't like me. I don't like them. I don't identify Africa. I will never go there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anything to do with them. So I might stay and fight. But a lot of these, like, a lot of these people, like first, second generation Americans, poof, gone. Bye-bye. Good luck, rednecks.
Mm-hmm.
Fight the war for us, and then when you fix it, when you get rid of the Chinese and Russians, we'll come back.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what will happen. So that's why I said we need those people out there, man. We need, you know what I'm saying? We need the rednecks, man.
Mm-hmm.
You need the real Canadians, the real Australians, the real Kiwis, the real, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just real talk, man. Like, like I said, they're the ones who made the country what it is. And so you want them to stick around, even if you don't like them.
Guys, we are live. I'm getting a lot of comments here on Facebook. We are live on Facebook, folks. Also tonight, Mike and the Night streaming on Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, D-Live. We got a few people watching there too. So we got people watching and commenting from all these platforms, guys, listening to Mike and the Nights. Guys, I'm not trying to brag because I'm not a credible person on social media, but we just officially passed 165,000 followers on Facebook. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, it doesn't mean anything because it's already, the damage is done. I just go back and say, we told you, right? The damage is done. So it doesn't really matter anymore. So, but the good news is I will not be receiving a silver button from YouTube. They emailed me to inform me because I'm approaching 100,000. They let me know you're approaching 100,000 followers, and they let me know that basically because of my because I'm not credible, they won't be sending me a silver button. People keep asking me about silver button. Like, oh my God, Mike, you're finally, after 15 years, you're getting a silver button on social media. That's long gone. That should have been in 2018, 2017. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But now I'm just letting everyone know it's not going to happen. So nobody freak out here. For some reason, everyone's so hung on that, dude. Messages I get from people about that. It's like, relax. It doesn't mean anything. The damage is done, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, there's not a lot of places where you could just call in like this, buddy.
I know. That's why I'm so glad I found your channel, man. I was like, I just like felt it the first episode. I was like, there's just something special about this guy, man. You are one of a kind, man. You truly are. We're all lucky to find. I don't know, all you guys listening out there, how lucky we are. You are like so unique, man. Like you say stuff all the time that just blows my freaking mind. I'm like, where does he come up with? It's like your intelligence is just from like another world, man.
I don't think it's intelligence. I keep telling people I'm not really I can't even read properly. I'm being honest with you. I'll be honest with you. It's just a playbook. In my mind, I think if I was a horrible, disgusting rat and I wanted to hurt people, what would I do next? Right? And I would think like that in a way, like, what would I do to the people? And as we progress, I start to see, they're going to do this to us. I know they're going to do this. I know they're going to pull this one. I know they're going to do that. I know they're going to do this or connect this or bring this forward because they have to. And if I was evil, that's what I do. And that's how the mentality, I'm not saying I'm an evil person, but I'm just trying to warn people about where things are going. Because we live on this earth. We're alive here. We breathe here. We eat here. We poop here. We're passing through. But sometimes getting a little bit of information for preparedness might be valuable for some people, you know? All my messages, don't trust the government from day one. Don't the government's to media. They're all everything. It's all connected.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I'm glad that you said you talk about you don't listen to many other content creators, but
I don't listen to people who are saying, "Did you see what this guy said?" I'm like, I don't care. Anyone that showed up after 2020 to tell us what we already know, a majority of them are U.S. aid or they're working for the government. So I don't care. And that's why I keep saying I have spoken.
Yeah, I just like, yeah, I can never get enough. Like I said, when you were away, I was like, I got to listen to old episodes to get my fix.
Yeah, I got lots of. I'm going to bring some more over. I think I found 335, 336, 337. I'm going to bring it over to mikeofthenight.org so you can watch them in the 300s. I got some 200 episodes too. And then if you go back to the YouTube, you can still find rants and lifestyle too.
Yeah, and also I saw one of in 2020 you predicted accurately that Bitcoin would go to 100,000.
Yes, because it's very simple. Because the fiat currency is not. People are going to find other avenues to put their money in, right? And that's what I said in the video, if you remember. People are going to lose confidence in their currency, and when they lose confidence in their currency, they lose confidence in their governments. And when you lose confidence in government, you're going to see a runoff on the monetary system, right? So,
yeah, it's just really terrifying, man. Like I'm just like, I really can't see life as we know it existing much longer than making it to like 2026. You know, like I'm freaked out, man. Like I don't know, some kind of like, I don't know, World War III, or like you said, currency collapse, something big. I just sense it. You know, something big is coming.
Do you know, I'll tell you something. Do you know in March of 2019, okay, let me think here. Let me think this over. I think it was March 2019, I made a video on how to get back at governments and how to get back on government poor spending, government abuse, you know. And I made a video called Let's Run Off the Monetary System back in I think it was in 2019. It was way before. It was maybe February 2019. I said, let's create a runoff on the monetary system where we will organize a day where we will all withdraw, let's say $300 from everybody, will withdraw $300 from their bank account at the same time at their local banks. We got 4 banks or 5 banks, so they will feel the pressure of everybody. Did you know I actually received an alert email? It was really strange. I thought it was fake and I just dismissed it. And then an organization called my store, like through the CSIS, I guess it was CSIS, or one of those organizations of Canada, a higher level, basically accusing me of plotting a terrorist act against Canada.
Wow.
Yeah. Once you start talking monetary runoffs and telling and organizing people to remove their money from the bank accounts at the same time, then you know who voted for who. Then you know the truth. Because they're afraid, there's only 2,000 conspiracy theorists in Canada. The other people outnumber these people. Okay, let all the 2,000 people withdraw $300 or all their money out of their bank accounts at the same time and see what happens. They get scared because they know it's millions of people. So they actually accused me. I'm not joking. And then the next day, this is in 2019, I'm still at my old location store. Somebody from the RCMP comes in and checks on me and see, Mike, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. Why? It's like, we were just getting some noise on the radio about some sort of a terrorist something, and you may be involved with some sort of a group. I'm like, I'm involved with nothing. All I said in a video was, let's run off the monetary system and show the government who's boss. I'm not making this up. This is real serious stuff. And when you start talking monetary runoffs and taking your money out, and that's why they want to go fully digital, that's when they label you as terrorist number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, but also just like not just currency collapse, but just like, and also like civil war. I mean, like, my God, like the hatred between the right and left. So you heard about, the Democrats capitulated, and they decide they're going to vote to open up the government in the United States. Have you been following that story?
Say it one more time. Sorry.
Okay, so the United States, we have this stupid thing where I don't even quite understand it, where Congress has to approve funding for the government to keep it open.
Right.
And so every once in a while, you get these government shutdowns because one side wants something, and so they decide, they use it as a bargaining chip, like, oh, we're going to shut it down unless the other side comes to the table and gives us what we want.
Right.
And so lately, for the last 45 days, the U.S. government has been closed. So like no paychecks for air traffic controllers.
Right. You know what our answer was to the whole air traffic controller thing?
Mm-hmm.
Privatize it. Private sector. That's what we
said.
That,
but my larger point is, like, they wanted to win. It was like the Democrats and the radical left wanted the country to burn before they capitulated to Trump. They hate Trump so bad. They want to beat Trump so bad. They want to punish the people who voted for Trump so bad they were willing to let the country burn.
Yep.
That's a sign of like being close to civil war, when you just like not thinking rational anymore. You just want to win. You don't want the country to win. You want to win. And we're at that point, where like my neighbor is a left-wing Canadian, and he was miserable today because the Democrats caved and Trump got another victory. And it's just like, there's just so much anger.
You have a left-wing Canadian neighbor?
Yeah.
In California?
Yeah, man. There's tons of Canadians in America, man.
And the funny part is, it's their white people. Are they white?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why don't you stay in Canada? If it's so, you know what I'm saying?
He's from Montreal, man. He moved down here. I don't know why exactly, but yeah, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Speaks French and everything.
Yeah,
he's just hates Trump, and he's like got his little stupid left-wing bumper stickers, and he's just absolutely like, they're taking it. They just want to get Trump. They want to beat Trump. Like Trump, they've got Trump derangement syndrome, like you wouldn't believe. Like he's Hitler. He is literally Hitler to them, man. And
I got a first-time caller that wants to call into the show, bud.
Okay.
It's Mimo. We got Mimo that wants to call into the show, and he's I got him on the sidelines there. I will I don't want to keep him on the side too long.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, buddy. We'll get you back on in a couple of weeks. Update us. Give us some we're gonna do our prediction show first week of December this year. Okay, our 2026 predictions. So get those ready. Okay.
Okay.
Take care, brother. God bless you.
Thanks. God bless you too.
That is Black Deplorable on Mike in the Night. Oh, yeah, you're tuned into a real good show tonight, guys. I really, really appreciate you guys being here. And, again, being part of the channel, liking and subscribing, guys. Let's do a quick channel plug here, guys. If you want to buy your boy a coffee, let me see if I could find it here. Tax issues, go to MikeMartinsTax.com. Fill out this questionnaire here, MikeMartinsTax.com. Go ahead and if you have any tax issues, go ahead and fill that out and send it in. Buy your boy a coffee. Buy Mike a coffee. I'll put a link in the live stream if you guys. No one's bought me a coffee tonight, which is fine. But if anyone could, go ahead and support the transmission. We make over $400 a year on social media. $400 a year. That covers two internet bills. And guys, if you guys don't mind, don't forget to join the channel if you want to become a member of the channel. I would really appreciate that. I don't put too many member videos, but if you want to support us by donating $1 a month or $3 a month, or a hardcore member, $15 a month, go ahead and do that. And all of Mike in the Night, MikeInTheNight.org, MikeInTheNight.org. I put up the episodes here for you guys to watch. All kinds of cool stuff. Don't forget to check it out. Take your time. Look at some of this older stuff. It's a lot of really good stuff here for you guys. A lot of really good shows. Lots of time invested in these shows. Let's see here. This episode here. What is this? 527. And there you are right there. And TikToker Christina Smith's son Marcus Oasis dies at 17. Lots of people dying of turbo cancer there. Even if this guy at 35. Let me see if I can find something. Here. Stafford, dad of 3, diagnosed. Okay, dies. Okay, right there. This guy looks really young here, okay? This guy looks super young. Okay? Die suddenly, okay? All right. No cause of death report, no age or cause of death reported. This kid's maybe 22 years old. 25 tops. Now, if somebody died like this 10 years ago, they would fly in doctors from Pittsburgh. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. They would fly in doctors from Pittsburgh to find out why did this guy just die. So that's episode 527 of Mike in the Night from 2023. So mikeinthenight.org, you guys can find old episodes of the show and kind of see what we're talking about all these years. All right. Let's rock and roll here. Let's get our next caller. First time caller on Mike in the Night tonight. And all right, let's get our first time caller here on Mike in the Night. All right, starting call. All right. Lower the show. Rock and roll here. Let's get our next.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
What's up, buddy? It's Mimo here. Make sure you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. I can hear you perfect too. Make sure you lower the show in the background so we don't catch the aggregation. It's catching up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Is everything clear? Out the volume's off. I can just hear you. Is everything good?
You are perfection. I can hear you like you're in the room with me. So what do you
Thanks,
got for us,
man.
buddy? I see you active in the chat. So what do you got for us tonight on Mike in the Night?
Well, it's an honor to be here. It's cool. It's amazing to talk to you. I've been watching your show. I think when you're at like 30K subscribers, and then you jump to like 60K, and then now you're at 90. And I think what you're doing is catching on. And like I said, it's an honor to be here. And you are an inspiration. You're awesome. And yeah. That's how I want it. Yeah.
Wow.
Good talking with you, man.
So what do you got? What do you got for us? You're very active in the comments. You're very up to date on what's going on.
Yeah, 100%. I've been trying to. I think it was from watching you and seeing world events, and me kind of going through the motions of growing up. I'm 35. I've kind of been clueless. You're kind of stereotypical like stoner. I drink beers, I kind of chill out. So I don't really pay attention too much. I'm really focused on career. So like I was in the film industry, and now I'm in the tech world. I'm a developer. And so I've been seeing a lot of things behind the scenes and a lot of pieces moving. And because of you and because of your work, it kind of jump-started my insight into like, how does the world work? How does it run? Who's behind the scenes? Why are these things being pushed? Nothing makes sense. Everything's fabricated. And it's just like, why? When you're inebriated for a long time, trying to figure things out in life, you're not really paying attention to these things. So they kind of catch you blindsided. And, eventually when the consequences come, you're kind of like, what the fuck, right? Because when the shit hits the fan, you're like, what am I going to do? So, yeah, and it's kind of alarming to see where we are now, because I think there's so many phrases, like pastime phrases, like kicking the can down the road. There was another one that I thought of earlier. Hopefully it comes back later. But there's all these old phrases, and you kind of go like, oh, that kind of makes sense. And then as you grow up and you have more wisdom to you, you're like, oh shit, yeah, it makes total fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a terrifying situation that we're in, and I don't see it getting better.
It's not allowed to get better, remember? They're basically setting this up to drive us out. Now they're doing this whole First Nation land, whatever it is, that now I'm on some sort of land that doesn't belong to us. And they're going to do one thing after another to basically make our lives as miserable as humanly possible. I don't know if you watched from the beginning of the show. I don't know if you watched. But our first story was about China's going to cut back on bringing fentanyl into America now. They're going to cut back on the fentanyl going to Mexico because it's just killing too many people. They're just outright telling you that the Chinese government, which we've been telling you for 10 years, has been bringing in this fentanyl, the precursors for this designer drug, to murder us.
Yeah, it sounds kind of sus if they're saying it on the news like that. I don't, the way I see the world now, I'm trying to see things from a banker's perspective, because the government prints out bonds, the bankers buy the bonds, and then they have like this guarantee on interest. And any country can buy whatever fucking debt they want. So all these countries, it's like we have like a Bitcoin world, right? Like imagine cryptocurrency, but in like fiat currency and banker and gold and like assets. And these guys have it wrapped up so well, and it's like it's exploding. And I think most people don't understand the rules of the game, or like the rules of like finance and how governments and bankers and like, you know, trade money and like how they deal with shit. We're so far behind. Like when the Japanese there was some bullshit like I forget how long ago where like they fucking defaulted and it like fucked shit up for everybody. That's like we are so like every like it's we like the entire.
I think you're talking at a bigger scale of the derivative quadrillion market that's floating around there. The IOUs that are floating around, right?
Yeah, like the macro of the macros. You know what I mean? Because it's so much bigger than most people can understand. That people like, you know, like if you're in Mexico and you don't really like, or any fucking small country and you don't really learn about stuff and you're in your own world, you're in your own little simulation, right? But once you break out of that and once you start like seeing shit for what it is, you start seeing like, fuck, maybe my country's not doing so hot, you know?
No, it's not. I was just in Portugal a few weeks ago, and let me tell you, it's Portugal. It's Portugal. It's Portugal. Portuguese people, architecture, food. They maintain, and now they're doing mass deportations there. They're like putting up signs everywhere saying this is not Bangladesh. No burqas allowed. They're just stepping up. Europe always steps up. Europe always rids their country of Europe rids their countries of their problems every time. And it goes in cycles of 50, 100 through 300 years. And they always do it. And they're doing it now again, and they're going to go full force, right? It always happens in these cycles, right? But I've been warning people about this whole money laundering coming in, the trillions of dollars coming in, and why your generation at 35, housing is like, what the hell is this? Why am I paying so much just to live in a country that's cold 9 months of the year? It makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's bad all over. And especially it's really weird to travel around the world, because if you're traveling around the world and you're using shit like Airbnb, you're still paying fucking US prices. You're still paying like, you know, $1,400 for some place some dinky place that the local there's, you know, realistically charge, you know, paying, you know, $300 for a month. It's insane, like the shit that like in like the world today, we have to be extremely educated with finances, and almost nobody is.
And here's the problem. Here's the problem. This goes back to our older shows, really old shows. I'm talking about like 2012, 2013. High schools, at high school level, grade 9, they must start with understanding taxes, understanding payroll, understanding wages, understanding financing, learning about debt, learning about rotating debt, learning about rotating revolving interests, understanding payback periods, understanding what you're getting yourself into when you sign on that dotted line. They don't teach that in schools, and they still don't.
Well, I have a good reason for that. The reason why they don't want to teach people that is because the people who are playing the game, if you're playing against somebody and the other person doesn't know the rules, they're going to make all the mistakes. And the game is already set. The game, it's a horrible game, but it's real. And if you don't know the rules, you're already set up to lose.
Right, exactly. Right out of the box. You don't even have to tie your soccer cleats. You already lost the game. So,
you look at all the student loans, and all this other stuff, and
We were
people
calling that
suffering.
out: student loan fiasco, student loan lies, and
No.
we were talking about if you got a job at starting at the ground at a Walmart at the cleaning the floors. By the time you complete your 4 years, you could work your way up to becoming a store manager and making more money than if you went to college for 4 years and burnt away 4 years of savings and 4 years of student accumulation of student loans. You're screwed.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm definitely. I'm not gonna. I don't want to call myself a victim, but I was dumb enough to fall into that trap. And it's kind of brutal when you look on like after the fact, you're like, man, why did I choose to pull out so much money for film school when I was fucking 19?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 20 at the time. When you're 19, you're 20, you're fucking retarded, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of like if you're in a bad situation, if you're in a like right, and this kind of like even goes on to other situations of like so many kids in bad situations with their family where they kind of want an escape, and student loans kind of allow that for a lot of people,
Well,
right?
you
Because you
got the
could.
house. The student loan is your house, but you got the mortgage, but you don't got the house.
Yeah, exactly. You only get rent for like 4 years and then you're done.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. That's one thing I was very vocal
Um,
about. Thousands of videos. I have 2007 videos that were taken down, and a lot of my student loan lies videos or student loans are a trap and stuff. All those videos are gone. I mean, AI tells me, yeah, you had this video, was posted on this day, and it was deleted on 2017 or 2018 for bullying and harassment. So you got all these leftists going there and say, oh, he's going against student loans. He shouldn't be talking about that. Without my student loan, I wouldn't be as smart as I am, and I'm going to take 3 vaccines and and terminate me, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's insane. Like you tell the truth, you're gonna get clonked,
Mm-hmm.
and the unfortunate, like it's so shitty because it's like if you get clonked by telling the truth, you obviously know who's like above the game, right?
But then
And
if
how they want it
what you
rigged.
say, but what if you say happens and you show people, look, I made a video. I told you guys it's good. Oh, but you're still garbage. Like it's
Well, that just shows you the level of like how rigged the shit is. Like there's 6 companies in the United States that own all of the entertainment that we watch.
Mhm.
So I would imagine one of the reasons. So I'm in Mexico right now, and I've been chilling, and I've been here for like 3 months, and it's been a breath of fresh air. And
What
when I
state? What
hear
state in Mexico?
what's what?
What state are you in?
Oh, I'm in the Yucatan area.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
in
So you're by Carmen de la Playa and
No, I'm in Merida. I'm in the like retirement home for the Yucatan.
yeah.
No, yeah, there's
You're in
nothing.
Merida.
It's yeah, and nothing happens here. Everything's really chill. Everything's like super relaxed.
Yeah,
If
they
you
don't
want to
care
go,
about nothing, man. They don't protest. They live their
yeah,
lives. They're happy. You notice how family is so united there?
it's a trip. It's a trip to watch. It's I am impressed. It's a different world, bro. It's a different world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
you,
family.
you
It's God, right? God everywhere. Guadalupe, right?
Yeah, everywhere. And like you're in the United States and like you see all the teenagers, they're all on SSRIs, the parents are strung out, fucking, it's insane. It's insane. It's I see what I'm seeing in the United States or what I'm seeing in the Western world is a lot of like Brave New World type of shit where like people are just like in the book they were like on Soma and they were like fucking like rats like every like having orgies and they were like fucking weird about it and like there's like no love. It was weird. And then they're like at the end of the book I guess they brought in like they called them what do they call them, savages. He was like, imagine like some normal Indian guy and like he lives in his tribe, he has his family and everything's nice and warm and cozy, and they kidnap him and bring him into the Brave New World and he ends up committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crazy book, but
What's
it's
the book
so
called
true.
again?
Huh?
What's the book called?
Oh, it's a Brave New World by
Brave New
Aldous
World.
Huxley.
Didn't they make a
Yeah.
movie about that too?
I'm not sure if they made a movie. I just read the book a couple times, and I also read 1984, so I kind of have I see both angles from it. Oh, also, I wanted to add a lot of this stuff. Brave New World, George Orwell, Aldous Huxley, a lot of these writers. The reason why they had these ideas for these novels something that a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of people who go to universities, such as Harvard or Stanford, they're going and the reason there was a big I don't know if you guys remember, but like, or if you remember, but there was this big where they didn't admit, so like they started discriminating against Chinese students or Asian students. There was this big old like protest about it. The reason for this is because all these top tier schools, they're all kind of a cult.
Mhm.
And most of these kids in these schools, they're the kids of the people who are already doing it. And they're like they're like planning shit 20 years ahead.
Mhm.
So they're planning our future 20 years ahead. The rest of the population doesn't know shit. And then they kind of just like they roll it out. They plan it in their schools while they're in their 20s, and they're like, ha ha ha, we're gonna do this. My dad's we're talking about this, blah 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 blah. They're ambitious, they're Henry Kissinger's or whatever.
Mhm.
And then they fucking roll this shit out. And then we're kind of like dealing with the consequences.
Yep. And it's always going to be a catch-up game for the other people that are not me. I'm here to make sure you're prepared, guys. This is what the deal is. Don't trust the government. Don't trust anything they tell you. Do your own research if you can. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to do on this angle all these years. People ask me, what do you keep doing this for, Mike? No one cares about what you have to say. It's like, you know what? I think people do care about, because when I have a monologue on the show and then all these big content creators are taking the same monologue, we're getting shit out there. And hopefully we're making a dent in what you're saying and what they're planning. Because if we could catch them, if we could start saying, hey, you know what are these people doing here? Why are these people in our country for? What are they? They're not expanding our country. They're not building our country. We don't need people, Once we start cleaning some of this out, I think we can start seeing a lot of improvement, right? When it comes...
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that. I think what we're seeing is it's a clash. I honestly think it's like literally like 20 dudes or maybe like 5 dudes in a boardroom. Or think of how many countries there are like in between negotiating shit. So like, okay, so you have all these immigrants from the UK. They're all from like Afghanistan, Somalia. Who fucking knows? All the Afghanistan countries.
Mhm.
So imagine like a boardroom of like 6 people of the leaders of that country, and they're all negotiating because they're like, hey man, you owe me $20 from last week, or like, fuck you, I fucking bought you dinner or whatever. So like they're like, okay, now you gotta let our people in, so fuck you. And they're like, all right, whatever, we owe you, fuck off. So like, because there's so much shit like with Gaddafi and like,
oh yeah,
all this
Gaddafi,
bullshit.
the standard of living in Libya was incredible when he ruled it. He really took that country from zero to healthcare, and women were getting money for having kids. Their weddings were being paid for. They paid for half your car if you purchased a vehicle. The price of gas was under 13 cents US a liter.
I honestly didn't know that, but I'm glad you told me, because all I knew about him was that he did do something good, but we painted him as a villain. We made him good,
well,
and then we stabbed him in the back.
Do you know why? Because he wanted to unify Africa under one gold currency backed by gold, and that would have enriched Africans. And if that happened, we made a documentary about this in 2011 or something. If that happened, then the rest of the world will have to catch up to that gold-backed currency, and that they didn't want that. So that
would have fucked the global bankers.
Yep. That's why they destroyed the Portuguese Empire. The Portuguese Empire had a gold-backed currency with 9 countries to back it. And the whole gold Silk Road or whatever they're trying to do, China, that was already Portugal 500 years ago. They shut down the Portuguese in the 1970s simply because they were getting too powerful. They had the oil in Angola, the natural gas in Mozambique. They had the wood in Brazil and the gold. They had everything. And they had to shut down the Portuguese, make them the enemy, make them look evil. And I urge you, Mimo, go back and watch reels of 1970, 1969, Angola, Portuguese Africa. Go see those reels. Yeah,
that's a tragedy.
Go see what it was before with the stadiums, the soccer stadiums, the libraries, the condominiums. You'll see, wow, that's amazing. I could live there too. But no, they destroyed everything. They went, the IMF, the British, the Dutch, the French, they went in there and destroyed what was a really good trade empire. They destroyed
it makes sense if those were like the strongest banking countries at the time, because it's not, if you get in the way of these guys, these bankers, they've built their system. It started from like the 1600s. of how governments trade with banks and how governments repay debts, and bankers, didn't always lend to certain countries because they couldn't pay the debt. So they had to figure out the system. But if they finally figured out how to get every single country into debt by selling them bonds that they're going to pay on interest. These debts aren't never made to be paid in full. And if they can capture every country, that's their goal right now. So that's why we hear these tragedies of like pretty decent, interesting systems that, could work out and like could benefit the people. And some rando comes in, some global rando comes in. He's like, well, you guys, no, we can't have that. Fuck off.
Yep.
And
Well, I'm going to bring up here, hold on. If you go to my documentary Conspiracy Vault, I did a video that no one watched called Gold-Backed Currency. And I'm going to put in the live link, Mimo, for everyone to see. I urge everybody to see this video. It's very important because it's talking about what you're talking about right now. And I'm going to paste this in the live chat right now. Mimo, tell me if you can see that in the live chat there.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Watch that later for me, please. Because you're going to learn a lot. It's going to put the icing on what you're talking about.
Yeah, like I said, I don't come, like, my education is not really that, like, I'm not really educated.
I'm the same thing. I'm the same. 100%.
You know what I mean? So when it comes to, like, I realize, like, there's a lot of, like, terms that, like, I hear, like, college students like, oh, don't you know about, like, this terminology and how we operate in this situation? Oh, yeah, you must be a retard. I'm like, fuck off. I've seen that my whole life. I just never had a name for it.
Yeah, no. I'm with you on this too, man. I'm a streets guy. I'm a very street guy, basically.
Yeah. You just kind of like see how people move around. And when you're seeing it on the micro level with people and you see it like all the time, it just makes sense when you see it on the macro level. You're like, how can you not see in the last conversation, you are an extremely intelligent man. And he was praising you on that. And you said, no, I'm not. And you said, I just, piece things together. But I think that's part of it, being able to piece things together from what you see is part of the intelligence. And it kind of, and I'm not sure. I think it takes people, if people are living comfortable lives and they don't give a shit, right? Because we already know we've all been brainwashed into like whatever fucking algorithm we excuse my language, whatever algorithm, we want to partake in. So we're already brainwashed, but like once you kind of kick that away, you kind of like, everything kind of comes off. So I kind of lost my train of thought with that one, but it's a reason for why, like, I like your channel. I like what you're doing because there's so many people out there who have the facade. They're trying to fucking sell something, and it's just bullshit because they're just putting their face in front of a camera because they're expecting something from it, like a fucking mouse. What's that? Leonard Skinner, not the experiment where like the rat would like get the treat, and if he didn't get the treat, he would go create. There was like some experiment with like some rats and shit. I think we've all like I forgot it was called the Skinner box or some shit where they like program mice to like keep hitting a button for like dopamine. And we've reached such a point where even the people who are doing this bullshit, they're like, oh, let me get the dopamine in.
Programming the mice, Skinner project. I hold on. I had a guest on in 2014. That was, or not, no. This was when I did Rants and Lifestyle. There was he mentioned this, what you're talking about. You're right. It was the Skinner project. It was the Programming the Mice was the project. It was called Programming the Mice, Reward and Punishment Loops.
Yeah, well, we're living in that exact simulation on like on a big
and punishment
scale.
Loops, if I'm correct, to train predictable behavior. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Okay.
One of the worst victims, I can talk about this. I guess we're just talking about everything, but one of the worst victims I can consider from this experiment is probably my mom. She's been working and she sells cars. She's a hard worker. She's been selling cars for like 20 plus years, but she's the most corporate minded robot I've ever met in my life. And the thing that trips me out about her is that, my family's we're from like Chicago, Mexico. So it's like my grandma's from Chicago, my grandpa's from Mexico. So there's like a weird combination. My mom grew up in Mexico, and I honestly think that like the brainwashing of that we have going on in the United States, it's already been going on in Mexico. You go into any weird corporation, if you go to, there's a cell phone company here in Mexico called Telcel.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to a Starbucks here, you will see the weird thing about Mexico is that if they run the corporate shit well.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you go to Starbucks in United States, you're gonna be like, haha, welcome to Starbucks. I'm gonna hawk a loogie in your drink. Fuck you, asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of attitude. You go to Mexico, they treat you like a king.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's kind of sad because I think those are telltale signs of how far the reach of these bankers and all their bullshit has reached, because there's no corner of the earth where you're not going to see that.
Yeah, definitely. You're 100% right on the money with that.
Yeah.
But it's really, it's just, again, it goes back to the sadness of the situation, how so many people just don't think for themselves anymore. That's what it boils down to. Just no one's thinking for themselves anymore. And I don't know why. I don't know why they're so dependent on what's the government going to do for us next. You know, I don't, it could be that theory I was saying over the last couple of years that so many people work for the government, so they don't have a choice but to follow what the government tells them, so they don't lose their 6-figure income job to live in their $3 million house that you could buy in Florida for $160,000. Like the people are so heavily minded on the fact that they're scared to lose everything if they go against their government for basically.
It's all manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
So back I don't when we first started this conversation, I was saying something about how old sayings have like some wisdom behind it, or like real truth, but it takes time to understand. One of the big ones that just popped in my mind was this is a failed experiment. Like the Western world is an experiment and it fucked up, or some shit along the lines. And I used to hear that like in the early 2000s, like before the financial aid crash. And then when it took me a long time to like figure that out, right? Because when you're in your own fucking pile of shit and you're not paying attention, right? Like you don't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
And but I would hear this stuff all the time and I just never paid attention.
Mm-hmm.
And like now that I'm older, it's like, fuck, it's like, this is a failed experiment. What are we gonna do now? What's gonna do we like the problem is this shit is so embedded worldwide with the bonds and the banks and the government selling the bonds so they could add unlimited bonds to whatever their fucking Federal Reserve is, so they could just pay interest on it forever while they raise prices. This shit is never ending. It's like a snake eating its own tail.
Yep, we even covered that too. We even showed the diagram of snake eating its own tail through the different phases of destruction. I want to thank.
Sick.
I got you on the phone. I got you here, Mimo. I want to thank you. I want to thank John the Baptized, TOM, Mimo, you, and Mr. Ryan for joining the 99 cent club. 99 cents a month. Guys, join the channel with Mimo and John the Baptized. Thanks, guys. I don't get a lot of followers. I got like 8 followers total, or 6. And
what are you talking about? You got 90K on YouTube, and then you got like 165
I'm
on
talking
YouTube.
About
Facebook.
that actually joined the channel.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah. Join people. I'm gonna type in here. Join shit. Let's see.
Yeah, you could join the channel through YouTube.
Join
if you
people.
Want. I call it the 99 cent club. It's a thank you, 99 cents a month. And I think I get 80 cents of it or something. But, I mean, I got only 8. I got some people that are in the serious club, like the more, hardcore club. But the 99 cent club, guys, thank you guys for that.
Yeah. When I signed up, I was stoked to see the behind the scenes of the shop.
I don't put
And
too
then-
much stuff in there, but I'll put one video a week just to talk to you guys more on a personal level, as opposed to political and be like just more on a personal one-on-one videos. I'll do there.
I think it's important to do both because, well, if you can't figure your own shit out, how are you going to figure out what's going on around you?
That's right. That's right.
You know, and the sad part is I think a lot of people realize that too late or never.
Yeah.
And I think the bankers bank on that, you know?
Yeah.
Because they just program everybody, and there's this documentary, I don't know if you've seen it, by Adam. Do you know Adam Curtis?
No.
Adam Curtis, he created these two brilliant documentaries. One was called Century of Self, and he's got a few of them. One of them is called Century of Self, and I forget what the other one is. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Adam Curtis.
I'm looking him up right now.
Yeah, Adam Curtis. So yes, hyper normalization. That's probably the one I should talk about more.
Adam Curtis here. And
so
videos, oldest. I always go to the oldest video. Yeah. So what it is, I'm not trying to be a snob, but anyone that started a channel after 2020, I don't, and anybody like this, his oldest video is 2 years old. So
he started in hypernormalizations came out in 2016.
Okay, and then he got kicked off. Is that what happened?
Yeah, this guy is not really published. What he did was he took a lot of BBC content. So like in the old world, I guess it's funny to say that now. In the old world of like the 60s and the 40s, or mostly his pieces, all he does is he takes BBC pieces from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and like pre-90s, and he pieces the history together, and he shows you historical figures who made imprints in the actions of what takes place of events. If that makes sense.
You have to be careful with content creators that are allowed to use that footage. Let's say I have it in the background, or I have it playing in the background in my channel, like not even showing it, and
you probably get fucked. Don't do it.
Yeah, they'll shut my channel down.
Yeah, so don't do it. Don't show it. You gotta
be careful with people that are allowed.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this guy's bad, but you have to be super careful with people that are allowed to use sporting events, music, loosely.
Well,
because
most importantly, like it doesn't matter like what the fucking rules are. What I want to say is the stuff that he was showing to us is beautiful, because he shows us the blueprint of what made us. And for me, it came to the realization that the guys, the Wachowski brothers, or the Wachowski transgenders, had some real shit to say when they made the Matrix. Because this world that we live in, if you watch the documentary Century of Self and if you watch this documentary Century of Self, they explain how Edward Bernays, who was a nephew of Carl Jung, they gave him the privilege to operate propaganda for war because he was his nephew. Once the war was done, he didn't have a job anymore, so he created a job for himself called public relations. Because he was in the government, he created that organization, public relations. And from public relations came the shaping of human people. So like, and then the hyper normalization documentary that he made after that explains what he kind of did with that shit after, right? Like you see, like there's a lot of like it makes me feel bad because I don't want to talk bad about like people that I know, but I know people that join gyms and they do the stereotypical shit and they don't know what they're doing with their lives, and they're like, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna get in shape, I'm gonna go on Tinder, I'm gonna get into the hookup. What they just follow the programming.
Yeah.
And there's so many people like that. And that is because of this guy. There's so many lost people in the world because we have a system set up for people to get lost. And
that's so cool. I like how you brought that up. There is a system set up for people to get lost.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why you're here on Mike in the Night, because you're here to help me carry this show a bit. You know, everyone that comes on this show and calls in is here to help carry this show through, right? And
Yeah, well, I remember when you were talking. I don't know how long ago this was, but you were threatening the channel. You're gonna shut it down, and you were saying you don't know how long, how much longer you can do this. And I was like, that's why I said I'm honored to be on here, because I've been listening. Even if it's not live, I'm still watching your stuff on YouTube, right? So like, when you said that you don't know how long, like, so there's a guy he's a controversial figure. His name was Gonzalo Lira. I don't know if you remember him.
I remember that name. Yes.
Yeah, Gonzalo Lira. Yeah. So I like that guy because he reminded me of my grandma. He reminded me of my grandma because my grandma was like a bitter, angry woman. She was super bitter. She was super angry, and she was also funny. She was really funny. She had a crazy sense of humor, and we loved each other to death. But she was really bitter. I could just tell that, And when this guy came out with his YouTube channel, I saw my grandma in him, and I was like, "I love you, bro." I gotta see how bitter you are. Like, let's go. Let's bring on. Because sometimes, like, somebody who's bitter, somebody who's upset, like, there's some sort you can bring comfort to them, right? Like, it's not end game. They don't have to be bitter forever. Like, you can go and hug them and tell them it's all right.
Yeah, that's what I try. That's what I keep saying. Get good with your neighbors. Get good with your coworkers. Align with your family, get back on the same page, work as a team, because these governments wanted to divide us. You know what I'm saying?
100. Yeah, well said. Beautiful. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, 100%.
But I've been preaching that for years now. Like, so
yeah, because like if you don't, man, like what are you doing? You're just sitting, dying by yourself. What's going on? You know what I mean?
So, I got a guy that just messaged me here, saying that, yes, Mike, I just checked some of the survey maps of the First Nation land takeover, whatever here. Let me just see. I can't. He's basically saying that Little Fort and Chase are on the map too. So is Merritt, and other cities here are basically going to be challenged in the courts for land. I just wanted to bring that up because we brought it up earlier. Sorry.
Is this in the Canada area?
In BC, in British Columbia. Right now, Richmond is under siege. 7 or 8 square blocks have been taken over. And then, or now acknowledged under treaties or some bullshit, some woke judge signed. And then now they're doing it in the city north of me, Kamloops. And they're going to be doing it here in the city I live in, because the area I live in is now, like, I guess, unsurrendered, I don't know, territories, whatever they want to call it.
Well, and you said a while ago that you don't even own your own land in Canada.
You don't own anything here in Canada. You don't own anything, because you know why because you can't even you don't have the right to defend your own land here too either. You defend your land in Canada, you go to jail.
That's scary.
Yeah.
The way that I see it, they release the cages. Imagine you're seeing a dog fight, or a cockfight, whatever, and these two animals don't want to fight each other. They're looking at each other square in the face, and they realize who they are, and they have some sort of intellect. Yet, the person behind them is electrocuting them in order to, fight. I don't see nothing that's happening in the world that we see today is organic.
No.
Nothing.
No. I think the only thing that's organic still is true love. True, I love you, true love. Like that kind of, like, I think that's still organic though.
That's, I love that. Yes. Even if it's your cat, even if it's your dog. Because not all of us are lucky to find a wife and have kids. Because I'm pretty sure, the love that you have with your kids is kind of unbreakable too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Unless you treat them like Frankenstein or something. But for the most part, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But
I know what you mean, Jelly Bean.
But
listen, dude. Mimo, we're gonna get you on multiple times on the show every couple of weeks if you want to call in and update us. Somebody just sent me a super chat for $20. Thank you. Sadly, the West has defeated the Clinton Foundation, mafia, gangsters, and extortion prostitutes. Mark Carney is their head government subversion organizer. Trump isn't running anything. Hillary Clinton runs the entire West, says R.C. Lamoureux.
Yeah, she killed the AI guy.
Yep. Oh, these people, the Clinton body count's always climbing, boy. Yep.
Yeah, she got him.
My 2015 video of the Clinton body count that I made was taken down in 2017 or 2018 for bullying and harassment.
You hurt her feelings, man. What are you doing? Why'd you hurt her feelings? Don't do that. You should have painted that in a different light.
That's what it's at. Listen, I got one more caller to bring on. I want to bring on No Way Jose, but we'll get you back on, Mimo. Yeah. Thanks for coming on and making an appearance here on Mike in the Night.
Mike, it's been an honor. I'll visit your shop one day. I promise.
Whenever, you know where to find me. Just call ahead or just maybe message me on Instagram to let me know if you're in the area, okay?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
All right,
I love
brother.
you, Mike. Keep doing what you're doing. Peace, bro.
God bless. God bless.
God bless. Godspeed. See you, bro.
See ya. All right, that's Mimo in the chat. I like to get one person in the chat once per show that has never called in to call into the show. It's very important. Very, very, very important. And yeah, I think that's important to reach out to everybody on the show. And I'm going to put Mimo here under Mike in the Night colors. I have a little section here on Instagram. It allows me to put everyone together. And let's see if No Way Jose is there. I don't know if he went to sleep because he's out in Chicago and he wanted to tell us what's going on in his neck of the woods, but it looks like he's offline. I think he fell asleep. Somebody emailed me asking if I'm going to do a Mike in the Night-a-thon fundraiser, and I don't know if we, maybe we could do one this year in November. If we are in November, it's almost 2026. Like a Mike in the Night 6-hour show. We usually do one of them a year where we stream a 6-hour show, like with lots of callers and lots of guests. And what we do with that is we try to raise some funds. I think we raised like $160 the other time when we did it. I think it was $160 we raised, and that just went towards my internet bill. But maybe we should do a Mike in the Night-a-thon again. I don't know, man. But a 6-hour show is pretty. I'm getting older, right? So unless I can get enough booze to go for, like, not booze, but I don't know, just a way to, I don't know, like a good, I don't know, I'm just thinking here outside the box. Okay, so No Way Jose is there. He just messaged me. He is in the sidelines. We're going to get him here tonight on Mike in the Night. And let me just check and see if anyone purchased me. No coffees tonight, so we didn't get any coffees. But our 99-cent club has grown to 8 or 7 people in the 99-cent club. So you could join the channel on YouTube. Thank you guys for that. And Voice of the Commonwealth, don't you worry about a thing.
Broken dreams, Mike still on the air. We do it like this.
You are tuned into Mike in the Night, the voice of the Commonwealth.
Mike in the Night live stream. Mike in the Night, Mike in the Night.
right, no way Jose is not picking up his phone, ladies and gentlemen. He's just not picking up. So he is not there. And let me see. He's not there. He told me he was there, but I guess he's not there tonight. No big deal, guys. I don't mind wrapping up the show early. It doesn't bother me one bit, guys. I already had some great callers on the show. Some good feedback, some good discussion pieces. I love you guys, man. I'm here for you guys. And, yeah, it's going to be a good one, man. So we'll keep you guys updated. A lot of people are messaging me. I did make already 4 separate videos on the native land grab that they're pulling here in the province of British Columbia. So I'll keep you guys updated. So many people are messaging me. I think it's on, my Instagram got close to 250,000 views in one day on that video there. Oh, it's no way Jose's calling me back. Yo.
Mike?
Yo, buddy, what's going on, man? You're not picking up the phone.
I answered, but for some reason I couldn't hear you.
Get out of town. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how you doing?
All right. Go ahead and break down what is going on. I'm seeing you on Instagram, by the way. You seem like you're keeping yourself busy, man, doing all kinds of stuff.
I have been.
That's good. It's good to live in a city like Chicago where, I mean, every corner you turn, there's something, right?
Right, exactly.
All right, break it down. What do you got for us, buddy? You always have a lineup of things to tell us on what's happening in your local area. Go ahead.
There's craziness going on, Mike. Like, shooters are opening up fire at Border Patrol agents in Chicago.
ICE agents.
ICE agents. So there's shooters firing at them.
Wow.
Like protesters, deranged protesters that are like pro open borders.
Wow. Yeah, of course they're going to do that. They're all getting paid. No one's going to go out on their own and say, I'm going to stop. I want illegals to come in. I want illegals. I want open borders. I want my kids to be raped. I'm going to go shoot these people that are stopping these. No, these people are getting paid to go out and shoot people. And they're getting paid. Yeah, well, who the hell is going to I'm an American. I live in America and I want open borders and I want my country destroyed. What the hell is that? Are they retarded or something?
They must be if they want that.
They're getting paid, buddy. They're all getting paid.
They are.
Yeah. Yep.
The authorities are searching for that man who allegedly opened fire Saturday on Border Patrol agents in Chicago.
Yeah, and if you go for the big fish, you catch the man. You go for the big fish, he's going to give up a Soros group or some umbrella group that's paying him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That shooter was behind the wheel of a black Jeep when they fired off shots near 26th Street and Kedzie Avenue. That's the Little Village neighborhood in Chicago.
That's not a bad area either.
No.
It used to be Italians, a little bit of Portuguese, a little bit of Irish in that area back like in the 80s.
It was at one point.
Yeah, at one point it was like, it was accommodating at one point. You had, I don't know if you remember that area, but I don't know if you're old enough to remember that area, but do you remember like the kind of grocery stores that sold all the vegetables on the street?
Yeah. I know.
They had the big box. Remember the boxes of food, the boxes of celery, the boxes of, but yeah, that's when Europeans actually were in charge back then.
When they were in charge.
Yeah. All right, continue.
So I was saying, the agents conducted immigration enforcement operations, which triggered that shooter. On the city's southwest side, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, according to them.
Interesting. Okay.
And now that neighborhood is predominantly Mexican. Little Village.
But that south side, east side, southeast side of Chicago, it's always been Mexican though. It's always like from what I could remember, like even talking to people that it's always been a Mexican area, like 90%.
It is. It's always been.
Yeah. So depending where you are, right? Then you go over to Little Italy area, and then you go, there's like little different pockets there, but that area has always been roughly Mexican. Am
It has
I right? The south side, right? South side of Chicago.
You are right.
Yeah. Okay.
Southwest side.
Okay. I just want to make sure there. Okay. Continue.
And that neighborhood Mike's notorious for like being affiliated with members of the Latin Kings, that gang.
Oh, the Latin Kings have been around since like after World War II, dude.
Oh, they've always been.
Oh, the Latin Kings have been around for ages, like ages. Continue.
So these gangs are now putting out bounties on ICE agents.
Yep.
These Latin King gangs.
I don't doubt it. I never heard of this, but I don't doubt it one bit.
The authorities apprehended like the individual because he's an illegal alien, and that's who they were hunting down.
Oh yeah, so put bounties on people that are coming after me to deport me back to my country.
Yeah,
and they're criminals too. And they're criminals.
They're criminals.
And then you have this American proper, whitey American that's going to shoot these ICE agents because they need more terrorist communities coming in and destroying their country. Like, it makes no sense at all.
No, not at all, Mike.
Yeah. Yep.
That dude's name was Marmar Martinez, arrested on October 4th, accused of driving within inches of Border Patrol vehicles, running red lights, and driving erratically.
And he got away?
He didn't. He was apprehended, but he had like a record.
Wow. I always watch those police shows and the guy never gets away. They always chase him down with a helicopter and a light, and he tries to get away, then he goes on foot, and then they catch him, you know? But
yeah, I like those shows. They're very entertaining.
The police chase shows are the best, man. All right, else you got? What else you got?
So the Chicago Sun is saying that these protests are peaceful and that Trump administration is just spreading propaganda, that the protests are not violent, and that there's nobody trying to interfere with the federal investigations.
Oh, that's total bullshit.
That's total bullshit. I'm not sure who would fall for it.
Bullshit. All right, continue.
Very bullshit. Some Chicago businesses, civic and faith leaders joined together to call for an end to these immigration raids.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird that they are, I don't know, like, again, they need, for their agenda to work, they need the third world to come in. They need the third world to be able to create the plans that they have for us. If it's all able-bodied, smart American gun owners that want to defend their land, it's not going to work. Their plan won't work. They need to bring in the third world.
Because if you import the third world, you become the third world. We've discussed it in the show
multiple times. So what else you got, buddy?
Yeah, so like businesses from downtown Chicago, retail corridors in Latino neighborhoods, and economic repercussions of the Trump administration's ICE enforcement has brought together a diverse group of businesses and civic leaders.
Mm-hmm.
So these leaders are condemning the ICE raids. They're basically going with the narrative that legal immigrants are also being targeted, which is bogus. That's not happening.
No, there's no legal immigrants being targeted.
Or U.S. citizens. That's the narrative. That's
bullshit. Canada, when Canada was doing the mass deportations of Portuguese in 2006, 7, 8, and 9, they deported 601 Canadian citizens were deported that were born in Canada to Portuguese parents, and the whole family was deported, and they weren't allowed to get citizenship because birth tourism is only for Chinese people. Chinese people have kids here, they automatically get the paperwork, they get everything, they take the paper, we love you. You know what I mean? Come and work at the bank when you're ready. Yeah. So, anyways, continue.
I'm not sure how, Mike, but somehow the CTA in Chicago, the public transportation, was bailed out.
How?
From what I heard. I'm not sure how or where like the government got the money.
I was looking into that. Okay, so okay, let me just confirm this with you. So the CTA in Chicago was bailed out. So, and you don't know where the money came from.
No, because there were threats of the CTA shutting down at 9 p.m. in the evening, like in the new year, and then like services were going to be lessened if they didn't get federal funding because the city of Chicago's broke.
So for people that are just using this channel or listening to this for the first time, he's talking about the Teachers Pension Authority, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the right page here. So what rescue came in? I'm not seeing, because it has to be passed through grants, or it could have been emergency allocation, do you think?
That could have been it, emergency allocation.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the only thing that makes sense to bail these guys out, because I could see partnerships or private equity infusions happening, but then they have to go into asset management restructuring, and I don't think they're going to do that there because it's all falling apart. And taxpayers are on the hook for this again.
They are 100%.
This is really bad. This is I think this is just Federal Reserve liquidation injections.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no other way. This is crazy, dude.
Very.
Sometimes when I'm at my store, I'm listening to Chicago talk radio, or I'm listening to New York talk radio, and listening to the talk radio from those places, and they brought this up, what you're talking about. But it has to be Federal Reserve liquidity injections. There's no other way. And the taxpayers, what they want to do is they want to make sure that the taxpayers don't look like they're on the hook for all this, right?
No, they don't want them to look like they were on the hook for all this.
Yeah, so they want to make it look like that the taxpayers are not paying for it, that they have the money, which they don't, right? So
they don't.
So we got an emergency article here from so it looks like that Donald Trump wants to approve 600,000 Chinese to come into America. 600,000. Canada did the same thing. I could bring up the article for you guys, where Canada was bringing in 500,000 Chinese per year starting in 2015. And
I believe you.
Yeah, I just got the article here from Low Roller Scratcher, but yeah, that's something that America's going to follow the plan of Canada, but a different way. Again, the housing market in America is collapsing, so they're going to need 600,000 Chinese to come in and help it, right?
Help it.
Yeah, they're going to bid it up.
The housing's collapsing.
They're going to bid it up, and they're going to destroy the American proper, just like Canada in the last 10 years. All right, who else is here? Well, I mean, who else is? What else you got?
So like how the U.S. government was shut down, Mike?
Yes, we've been covering the U.S. government shutdowns, and it's a good thing because they're not sending weapons to Ukraine anymore.
Right, and then like people like who are using food stamps, they're not like abusing the system.
EBT collapse. We made multiple videos over the years over the EBT collapses. 2014, 2015, and 2017 video. EBT collapses, civil unrest in America.
Yeah, exactly. And because this was going on, there was going to be like a video, like allegedly a video that was going to be like displayed like at the O'Hare airport.
Mm-hmm. We covered that. What did we say about the airport? What did we say? Do you remember what I said?
Sort of, if you could refresh my memory.
I said all these jobs need to be private sector jobs, not government jobs. Why are air control tower people working for the government? That's bullshit. It's got to be private sector, private hire, qualified people working private, not this bullshit government shit.
Not a government sector.
Yeah. Privatize everything. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah. So long story short, Brandon Johnson, the mayor, didn't let Trump's video be like distributed at the Chicago O'Hare airport, where he was blaming the Democrats for the shutdown.
Yeah.
So that people would know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting pretty hairy. Go, keep going. What else you got?
So other than that, Mike, that's what's been going on in Chicago.
Well, it's good to know what's happening there because we could see the framework of what's happening there being implemented in Australia, Canada. We see them taking the evilness that's happening in your city and implanting it in New York and Toronto and doing it to purposefully find what is Chicago doing to destroy their people? What is New York doing? What's Toronto? What's Vancouver doing? Yeah.
New York just elected that guy Zoran Madani.
Mm-hmm.
Or like selected.
Yeah, okay. So it goes back to a week and a half, or when I called it out. Why would they hire, or why would they elect a Muslim that originally the Twin Towers were attacked by Muslims in 9/11?
Yeah.
It makes no sense at all.
Not at all.
So, I don't know, man. It's all bullshit. It's all, I'm calling
it is
bullshit. But anyways, dude. Well, thanks for coming on and updating us. We'll have you on in a couple of weeks.
Of course.
And they call me on this. You called me the other day on Instagram. I didn't answer because I had the ringer off, and I didn't notice that you called me. So if
it's no problem.
Yeah, I'll turn on the ringer on the Instagram if you want to call me during the week like you usually do. Okay, bud?
Okay. And not long ago, there was a teen takeover, but not in Chicago, in one of the suburbs, Oak Park.
Oak Park, yeah. But that's like they had one last year in Oak Park too, right?
Yeah.
So the teen takeovers are a bunch of teenagers that know they don't have a future and that they know they're not going to go anywhere in life. So might as well just go trash things and go to jail, you know?
Because what do they got to lose?
They got nothing to lose. When you dominate people with violence, lies, and bullshit, they have nothing to lose. They fight back. And that's what these teen takeovers are. And that's what we've been saying these teen takeovers are.
That's what exactly they are.
Yeah. Anyways, brother, thanks for coming on. We'll get you back on in a couple of weeks, okay?
Of course. Thank you, Mike.
God bless. Bye.
God bless.
All right, guys. Thank you so much to our 99 Cent Club. We have our 99 Cent Club. People are joining the YouTube channel. So we got, I'll tell you guys straight up, we got 4, 5, 6 people in the 90. And then we have Dino Bravo and Debbie Kozak, who are the major supporters here of the channel. I want to thank those two for being supporters of the channel. Dino Bravo and Debbie Kozak, who's been here for years. Well, Debbie's been since pretty much 2015, 14, supporting our channel in every way possible. And yeah, I thank you so much, guys, for this. And yeah, I'm gonna hit. I really gotta hit the bathroom here, guys. So I will be seeing you guys next Monday, same time, and we'll keep you guys updated. And I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Mike Martin's here, signing off for episode 624 of Mike in the Night on November 10th, 2025. Take care, and if you can't take care, stay safe. Mike Martin's here. Thank you to all the callers. I have spoken.